your host for tonight's show.
What is up, everybody? My name is James DeFiore, and this is Casual May something. I can't remember what it says because it's blocked. We are doing an impromptu show in a lot of ways tonight because my two friends, Ryan Lindley and the half that props him up, Ashley Lindley, are back from their week-long celebration in Riviera
Mexico.
Maya. Did you get anybody correcting you when you were there that it's not the Mayan Riviera, it's the Riviera Maya? I found that happen a lot when I was there.
No, unless we were like slurring like through it.
Oh, so every day?
But even then, everybody else.
Mariah.
You know what I'm talking about.
We're in Mariah Carey, Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's been there. Sorry.
It's a good time.
But what I really am most interested in, welcome back, guys. What I'm most interested in discussing with you guys, because this is something that would happen to a lot of people that I know. It would never happen to me. I have strange luck when it comes to airports. I've never been in trouble. I have, even when I've smuggled back thousands of dollars in cash, I know how to do it where
That's
I don't.
a lie.
Okay, well, I know how to do it where you don't. You just take a whole bunch of 5,000 piles and you put them in pockets in your luggage and stuff like that, and you just spread it all out, and then you carry $9,000 in cash through the scanner, so that you're not hiding. You're hiding it in plain sight, and it's still underneath the amount. Should I be sharing this?
Probably not.
Hello,
Probably
CSIS.
Yeah.
Hello.
But
CBSA.
Ashley, I didn't know that you were a cartel gangster, and I would like for you to please tell me if you just resemble a person on Interpol or the FBI's most wanted list, or what's going on. Please tell us what happened exactly when you were coming back from the Riviera Maya.
I wish I knew. Honestly, I wish I knew. Everything was great. Everything was going just fine. And then we did the ArriveCan thing, and it scans your passport and it scans your face and it does all the things. It's supposed to be super easy. It's supposed to make everything faster, even though the lineup totally sucked and the machine was kind of crap and you had to do everything twice.
Sorry. I even though I've been to billions of airports, especially last year, ArriveCan.
Yep.
Have you done that yet?
Is that the automated passport thingy that you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where you like declare like before you show up. So I was in Mexico the night before declaring our receipts and like whatever we've done. All that shit is done. And then when you get there, you just scan your passport. And in theory, it's a fucking great system.
But hold on, when you say declare,
it doesn't work that great.
I don't think I've ever declared anything. What are you declaring? Like you go on vacation, is it because like if you come back with like a $200 bottle of perfume, you got to declare that?
Yeah, or like if you're going over your like, so when you're away for over 7 days, you can take like 1.5 liters of booze per person, 24 cans of beer, 200 cigarettes, and $800 Canadian worth.
And that's just Army Chris.
Yeah,
right.
Worth of like duty free, right? Like you don't have to pay duty on. So if we bought $800 worth of like tchotchkes in Mexico, we wouldn't pay. But anything over and above, if you declare it, you have to pay duty on it. We'll say at their discretion, of course.
What is duty?
It's
what is I know there's a Seinfeld episode. I'm not trying to harken back to it, but I still don't really know what it is. I don't know what duty is.
It's what they would pay to the government if they were to import it here to sell on our land. Same idea. So we're just paying for it, right? Like we're paying. It's like when we pay the tourist tax when we go to Mexico. We had to pay like $25 a head because we don't pay taxes in Mexico, but we're using Mexican services, right? So we're using the toilets, we're using the water, we're using things that normal, like everybody else there pays for. We have to pay for that too, which I'm fine with it. Whatever. I don't care. I get it.
Ashley always looks at me like she's my sister. She's like, I'm like, you're like, you use this, you use that. I'm like, the women, just as a throwaway line. And she's like this. What am I gonna do with you?
I'm just glad. I'm glad you get the eye rolls as much as I do.
No, I'm sure I get them a bit more on the proportion side of things, but yes.
I'll let her finish the story though. But just to be
He's
clear.
setting it up very well.
When we did the arrive can, like I did it, and I thought it was my fault at first, but I went back and checked because I was sitting on the patio, 10 bells wasted, checking my shit in the night before, making sure that everything was okay.
I picture you swimming back to your room like, fuck it.
Pretty much. I was so pissed off the night before. It's like, God damn it, I don't want to go home, right? Like,
or Ashley just riding you like a raft. You know, like
that happened in the pool a few times. Like she was on my back like a spider monkey when I was towing her to the pool or bar. You know, like it was good. But I did the thing, and I know I did it right because when you get to Pearson, you have to scan your passport. It has your ArriveCAN stuff there ready for you, and it asks you to confirm it. So you go through it again, and now I'm stone cold sober after a 4-hour flight at fucking 6 o'clock in the goddamn morning. I'm at the fucking Mexican airport, which, by the way, was way better than being at Pearson.
Sweet airport.
Yeah, way beer. Like, I'm sorry, but
Pearson Airport.
Cancun Airport blows Pearson away. It was so good. We had such a good time. The fucking shops are fun. The duty free is twice the size, if not more. And
it's like 2 of everything.
Yeah, it was wild. So anyway,
great.
So we get there, we scan the passports, and it pops up, and you confirm your stuff. You're like, I'm not bringing in weapons. I am a Canadian citizen. This is me. And it takes your picture. You stand in front of this little kiosk.
Yeah.
And it lines the camera up and finds your face, and boom, takes a little flash.
It looks like a state fair picture from 1964.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it still does it, and it gets printed out on a thermal receipt just like you would get at the gas station, and it's still your picture on there, so it's at least somewhat of a resemblance, so that when the first CBSA person sees you in line, they're able to kind of look at you and go, yeah, that's you. Here you go. Go either into secondary or go through the line. Ashley.
Senorita Gunrunner, please.
Yeah.
We're in the line and everything's great. It's like it's moving fairly quickly. And
Yeah.
Like, no complaints. And Ryan's like, I don't even know what this thing means. And he's looking at it. And I'm like, well, what's the problem with it? And he's like, I don't know if this means that, like, you're coming from Mexico and, like, we're going to Canada and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I've obviously never used the system before. I have no idea what it's spitting out either.
But the biggest red flag was my picture's on the receipt, and Ashley, where her picture's supposed to be, is a big fucking X. So they don't miss it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So we get up like halfway through the line, and there's the gentleman that separates the line, and he's grabbing a lot of people, but none of them are from here. So I was like
international
what the hell's going
students,
on, right?
People with like weird visa requirements. Those are people that are getting picked out of the line, but nobody that looks like us.
So he sees the two of us, and
Caucasians.
he looks down,
Sorry.
and Ryan's like, this is what you're looking for. Have a peek. And the guy stops me and he says, do you have any other weapons on you?
What the fuck?
He went from like a normal happy face to stone cold sober.
That's like
And,
saying,
like,
when did you stop beating your wife? Right?
He
Do you
looked
have any
nervous.
Other weapons on you. You know?
He looked nervous when he looked at her. Like he actually looked serious. Like it went from like happy.
Actually, you should have went like this. Maybe I do.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
No.
It was scary enough.
Well, I told him, like, I don't even have one weapon. Like, he's like, what?
Let alone two.
Yeah, like there's not a second one because there's not a first one. Like, what are you talking about?
The only weapon I own is in that man's pants.
It's like, fuck. And,
No, it's in her pants, and it's a weapon against me. But
so yeah, he sent me through, and we had to talk to another very stern gentleman, and he was pretty cool about it. Like
zero emotion, but
yeah,
he was cool. But he was like,
he looked at us and looked at everything and was just like, yeah, that's obviously not a thing.
yeah, she's obviously not a Mexican national.
Thank
You'd be
you.
the greatest deep cover agent of all time. Like of all
The face. If you ever wanted to see what it looked like if my wife was shitting her pants actively, that was the face that she had when she was talking to that second man.
Quite the analogy.
Oh no, it wasn't an analogy.
Did you
It
get
was
strip
true.
searched or anything? Like
No.
We could have. It was close. If we wouldn't have been as friendly and like gullibly charming, I guess, as we were.
Charmingly befuddled.
And I'm dressed like this
Charmingly
when we go
befuddled.
through. Yeah, I go through like this.
Like Hugh Grant.
Yeah. Ashley is still in vacation mode too, and we're both like sunburnt, and you can tell we're there for a vacation. The heat, so
we
they
did you have
know.
the hats on?
I did.
Yeah.
I was
Did you?
carrying mine.
Oh, you had yours in your hand. That's right.
Because you look at that you just remind me of this. I'm sure the outfit was totally different. But do you remember the movie Lucy with what's her face, Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
You look like the guy that made her deliver the package to the Chinese gangster.
I know.
You know, so
Believe me.
maybe it was your fault.
No, it really wasn't. It was Arrive
it was
Can's
me.
fault. And now I understand why everybody is up in arms about that stupid fucking app, because we did it twice and it still fucked everything up. And I thought about it as we were on the plane. I said, you know what, honey? I said, you know what the funny part of it inconveniences us as a traveler, but you know who it inconveniences more? CBS
Mexican
agents.
cartel members who were
No.
trying to smuggle weapons.
No, our border guards that are trying to keep our fucking border safe and not like keep border or our guns out of like coming through our border.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Until it's perfect, don't put it in fucking place, because
You
it's
know
not
what?
fucking perfect. There was behind us an elderly couple that was like you could tell it was just Ashley and I in 40 years. And they were like, why are we here? You know, I'm like, I wanted to find them in the baggage check. Like when we went to finally get through and get our bags, I was like, let me see the thing that you had. I want to see what it looked like.
What the hell
Yeah.
is that?
What are you smuggling? Are you smuggling drugs? Mabel? You know?
Awful.
And that is, by the way, like our border is so huge and porous. Is that what they call our?
Yeah.
You know, one time I'll tell you how porous it is. It was just after 9/11. It was actually 2002, summertime. I was staying at this place called Comfort Island in the Thousand Islands. I had a female roommate. Oh no, it was the year 2000 actually, it was before 9/11. And my female roommate, my girlfriend, and I went and stayed at this guy's fucking crazy ass mansion in on Comfort Island. This guy his name was Jim Cummings. He was a guy who like when the Atlanta Olympics happened and they announced the Olympics for Atlanta, he bought a whole bunch of real estate in Atlanta like the next day and then made a killing. And then that's what he did. Every time they announced the next Olympics, he would go there and swallow a whole bunch of real estate and then make a bunch of money. So he was totally rich.
Nice.
So we get on his it wasn't a yacht or nothing. It was a nice boat. And we go out for ice cream. So we're on Comfort Island within the Thousand Islands and we go for ice cream. And when we get there, I go to open my wallet to pay for our ice creams. And he's like, oh, no. They don't take Canadian currency. We were just in the United States somehow. Just from taking a boat ride from Comfort Island to wherever this fucking place was, which was like 10 minutes. And we're in the United States. And I'm just like, that's a little crazy, isn't it?
That's like that. Well, it's like right off the coast of, is it Newfoundland where you go right off the coast and you're in France, just on that little island?
no
We
way.
watched that Bourdain thing. Anthony Bourdain went on
I
this little
believe
like
it.
ferry ride that goes across, and it's like French. I got to look it up. It's like a little province of France that's right off our coast. Yeah, no, it's
Really?
literally like a couple of miles off of our coast. But when you're on there, it's Parisian. You're in Paris. You're like
Sweet.
it's French, like that kind of French, and it was neat. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
I guess.
You're right.
That's a leftover like colonialist kind of thing, isn't it? Like, why is
Kind
that
of.
so happening? Yeah.
I think that's, but apparently it's a beautiful place to visit, and the restaurants are great, and the little cafes and stuff. It's all like totally geared towards tourism, obviously. Just like Turks and Caicos, right? Turks and Caicos is a British island. They actually offered it to Canada. That could have been the 11th province, and we
kinda-
rejected it. 3 times we've rejected it.
Yeah, it seems a little needless, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
this, like Puerto Rico, right?
Kind
A little
of.
needless. Actually, I don't know. They should be the 51st state by now, I think. They're not recognized as a state, but they should.
And they should
Wow.
be, yeah. Toronto Dan chimed in. He said he's never been on a plane, and neither had my wife up
Yeah.
until this trip, by the way. And that was a fucking trip, just so
yeah.
everybody's aware.
Yeah, did you
wanna
like
talk-
it? Actually, what's it like to be 34 and your first time on a plane?
I didn't love it.
Did you find it? Because listen, we have similarities in the way that our brain structure is, like with the ADHD stuff and everything. I've been on, I don't know how many, I've traveled a lot. And last year especially, I traveled a ton. And I can't help but think, and this is partly, I have narcissistic tendencies in the negative sense, where I think I'm not important enough to have great things happen to me. But I feel like I'm cursed enough where I'm going to be the guy that dies in an airplane crash.
No,
You know what
I know.
It's funny. Like, I kept telling Ryan before we left that I was like, I'm so friggin' nervous. I'm so nervous. And he was like, why? Like, you're not going to die. And I was like, no, I know I'm not going to die. Like, I'm almost 100% sure that I'm not going to die in a plane crash. It's not that at all. It was that, I don't know how my stomach's going to handle it. And I don't want to be like, just like the Hurley person on the plane, because that would suck.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I'm not the Hurley person on the plane. So I was like pretty stoked about that.
She's just the nervous, shaky wreck.
I literally like, and I've been in. You ever had any not close calls, but you ever had any like, oh my god, that was stressful, like flights? I landed in Winnipeg once on my way to.
Just the Toronto airport.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just when they thought I was a cartel gun runner. You know?
Yeah, otherwise good.
I'll tell you now that I'm off the plane with my wife. That was her second plane ride. Was on the way home, right? So we had a bit of a not harrowing, but it was
Well,
interesting
it's
on the way
Sunwing,
home.
so it's always going to be a little bit harrowing.
Oh yeah, and it's a Boeing fucking 800. So those are the ones that fall apart, right? So it's like, okay,
My window fell off.
No, get this. This is so bad because getting on the plane, we're sitting there and we didn't see the captain. We didn't even hear from the captain on the first one. The second one, he's in the cabin and he's out walking around and he's talking to the flight attendant because we're in the exit row. So the chief flight attendant is with us because she's about to give us the exit row speech, right?
Delightful lady, by
Beautiful
the way.
lady. Oh yeah, she was great. But she's about to give us
Wonderful.
No. We get the special talk because we're in the exit row. You need to learn how to open the door if we need to, right? Yeah. But I booked it just because I wanted the leg room. It was $65. Fuck yeah, I want the leg room, right?
You paid $65 extra just for the leg room?
Oh fuck yeah! Are you kidding? And we had nobody.
But you're hillbilly gym size, right?
But
So
we had nobody beside us, right? So like we had the whole row to ourselves. It was perfect.
That's nice.
On the way there and on the way back, we lucked right.
Ashley could have been your spider monkey just by sprawling all over you. Like,
Well, she didn't have to. So he came out and they were talking about a problem on the plane with something we didn't know at first what it was.
Oh, great.
And this is where I'm telling Ashley, no big deal. That's fine. Just routine shit, you know.
Landing gear
And
might not go, but you know.
I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is broken? Oh my God, what the fuck is broken? Because they're making duct tape jokes between him and the flight attendant, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my fucking God.
What, were you flying Southwestern? Like, holy shit.
I have a slight little panic attack inside of myself, looking at my wife, going, "It's okay, honey, everything's fine." Turns out it was just the lav door. It was the bathroom door. It wasn't closing properly, and they technically can't fly if the door won't lock inside the plane.
Really?
Yeah, we found out afterwards, and I was like, fuck, big deal. But then, this is the fucking best part.
Not going in there anyway.
We get going, and we're not even paying attention. We've got our fucking headphones in. I'm watching the Pop-Tart movie. She's watching.
I like that movie, by the way.
So it was great, right?
Yeah.
Like the cameos were fucking stellar.
I can't believe how like.
Let's bookmark it. Let's bookmark it and talk about it after this.
Yeah.
So Ashley's watching Baby Reindeer. That fucking another one we should fucking talk about because if you haven't watched that, Jesus Christ.
I watched the first scene. And I was like, I gotta watch this. But
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to get to like
Ryan
episode
watched the
5.
entire thing in a night.
Last night I couldn't. This is one of the reasons why we didn't do this podcast last night is because I was so fucking wrapped up in that stupid fucking show, and I was. Oh yeah, no,
I
it's
got
good.
bumped for Baby Reindeer. That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, watched it like a movie. It was wild.
So we're both kind of like we're zoned out. We're watching the thing. A couple of times we did hit turbulence. So every time we hit turbulence, you'd hear the bing through the headphones, and it's like fuck. And I'm like, okay, we got turbulence. We put the belts on, and we look at each other. You know, everything's fine, and it wasn't terrible. It was just kind of bumpy, right? So not a big deal. But then at one point, we're realizing there's flight attendants kind of like talking with the people in front of us, like directly, like sitting in front of us, and the guy in the middle is not good.
No.
He is fucking vomiting, and I mean vomiting.
Did you
And I've
smell it?
never seen a fucking human being vomit this much on a plane in my
smell it?
life.
They were getting plastic bags to contain the bags.
Thankfully,
If I could smell it, I would have
no,
immediately.
no. We were
We were
thankful.
actually pretty lucky that way.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it was because the vents on ours. I don't know what it was, but it was like it was like the air dryers in an automatic car wash. Our vents. It was great. So we were just keeping them on just to keep the
tweak
smell.
the nipple up top. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and we're realizing that, oh shit, this guy's not good. Like it just doesn't get any better. It actually gets worse throughout the whole flight. We're like, fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking to him and they're saying, you know, like, what's going on? You know, were you out last night? Like, just tell us. And like, who cares? We're not here to judge you. We just want to try and help you. And I'm feeling bad because we packed like a ton of like Gastroval and shit, but it's all in the checked luggage. So like, we can't help you. So we're going along. And at the last leg of the flight, the pilot does come on the announcement, tells us, you know, we're at 37,000 feet. We're going to start dropping. We're coming over Pittsburgh and we're going to fly over this. And he's telling us where we're going.
Everyone drops over Pittsburgh.
Well, he's telling us where we're all going, right? So as he's doing that, they're coming in like droves to this guy and they're saying, okay, you need a fucking medic. You're not good. He can't stand. He can't do anything. So they're going to have paramedics take him off the flight when we land.
Yeah, they've got ice on the guy's back. And
listen, make fun of Sunwing all you want. You're right. They're a fucking, it's something else, but
the staff
were
top
fucking
notch.
amazing on the flight home, right? So
they must have checked on
because of all the previous lawsuits. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. But that's fine. Whatever makes you better.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it happens.
So when we finally land, this is like, I swear to God, this is where we made the correlation. Ashley, and this is where Ashley's no longer in panic mode. She's in, I'm pissed off at everybody on this plane mode because they're giving clear directions over the announcements. Like, everybody, listen,
we
get
a
it.
medical issue.
When we land, normally everybody gets up and does the thing, but we have an actual emergency issue. We have to get paramedics on the plane to take somebody off that's having a medical issue. Please stay seated.
And there's one guy that's like, this is such fucking...
Not one, James, not fucking
like
one.
16.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like fucking tons. And
people are such dicks on planes, eh?
My wife, I was so proud of her. Doesn't say a peep. She's very nervous because she's flying, but because now we're on the ground. It doesn't matter, right? So now Ashley's like, wow, just like being in my fucking kindergarten class where nobody fucking listens. And I'm like,
no, I actually said I missed my kindergarten class because they would listen better than the adults are on the plane right now.
It was so good. I was so proud of her.
Sorry, what did you say? Say it again. Sorry, I was telling my mom to be quiet. Go ahead.
Makes me miss my kindergarten class because they would listen so much better than the adults on this plane are right now.
Wow. And the next thing you know, everybody sat down, slowly slinked
Ashley,
back
you have
into
so
their
much power.
seats.
Oh,
it was crazy. Like she overpowered the flight attendants just by saying she wasn't looking at anybody
Well,
directly.
and the flight attendant even told us beforehand. She was like, "Oh, people are going to get stupid and they're not going to get it." She was like, "So, like, if people really start rushing the aisle, like, can you just kind of maybe stand up and remind them that they're not supposed to be moving yet?"
Because I was 3 times the size
like,
of her.
You know what? How about I just try to shame everybody for a hot second first and see if we don't need to get.
And it
physical.
worked. 100% it worked.
Great.
It was so, including
what
big,
an inaugural flight, Ashley. You told
right.
Listen, how proud am I of you, Ashley? Like your inaugural trip on a plane.
Oh.
And on the way there, you shame half of them for being dicks, and on the way back, you're a cartel gun runner. Like that's
Thank you. I shamed somebody while we were in Mexico too.
Oh, who'd you
Oh
shame?
my God.
Was it an American person that was
no,
believe it or not, it was
British.
a Brit.
Oh, British, yeah.
A British lady.
Quite unimpressed with her and her behavior.
It was
Why? What
insane.
Well, we met this really sweet English guy named John, and he was traveling alone.
Yep, by himself.
I don't know, like Ryan met him the one night that I just wasn't gonna make it.
He was gay, right? He was gay, wasn't he?
No.
Traveling alone? Ryan
Yeah.
just
wasn't gay?
No, I was out that night in the pub. Ashley was like sunburnt. This was like one of our first or second nights there, and I'm like, I'm fucking
burnt.
I'm tying it on.
Wasted.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Actually, are you cool when like so I've only dated women where if I left you at the room because you're burnt to go drink at the pub, they'd be like, I can't believe you're just leaving me.
No, I was like, please go on without me. I can't
Please do it. Get out
the
of here
fuck
so I
out
can
of
have
here.
some sleep. Yeah, that's kind of what it was. Because I would have sat up and just drank and fucking done
No,
whatever.
I can't do it, but I don't
'Cause you
want
don't
to
have
ruin
a
your
problem.
night, so go.
We had 24-hour room service. What
Yeah,
the
we're
fuck do you
good.
want me to do?
Yeah.
Oh God,
And if
I love
need
that resort.
something-
By the way, before you go on, I just want to let you guys know that let the audience know I've been to the resort that you guys have been on, and I talked about this before. I had a gig where I toured a whole bunch of resorts in the Riviera Maya. I was at the Princess for like 2 days, or maybe
And
no, it was
aren't they
3.
wonderful?
The staff there is so ridiculously amazing.
Insane. And as soon as they find out you're Canadian, you're top notch.
Oh my God, I got cocaine there. It was just like the greatest ever. Like,
We'll talk
and
about
this
that
was
in a
like
minute.
15 years. This was like 14 years ago, so I'm okay.
No, nothing's changed.
And it was the busboy because you always got to go fuck.
Ours was the jet ski guy, the Sea-Doo guy.
Yeah, the staff that, and
Not
it's not
for
the,
cocaine,
it's
I'd
not
like
the
to be
staff
clear.
that wears, it's not the staff that wears tucked in shirts with their name tags. That's not the staff that you want to like bug for advice on where to go or how to get drugs or like I'm just being honest. You go to the bar restaurants and you go to the back where the bus boys and other people are putting out the plastic shit and they're like, or they're having a smoke out back or whatever. And you go walk up to them and you're like, hey, what's going on? They're like, hey, man, they're so friendly. And I'm like, look, I don't know where you're like, you want something? And they just ask you, what do you need?
You know how I found out? This is the best. So that night that I was out without her and I met John, my British buddy.
Yeah.
Mexico has they're like the strictest no smoking laws in the country, like in the world, right? So you can't like if you get caught on the
streets, be on the beach. You gotta be on the beach.
But if you get caught on the streets in Playa del Carmen with an open pack of cigarettes, they can actually fine you $500 just for having the cigarettes on you. Let alone you don't even have to be smoking them. If you have them in your hand and they're open and accessible, $500 American, and you got to pay it, or it's insane. 3 days in jail. Regardless of the opinion, you're right. It's stupid, but that's how it is. They're so fucking strict on it, right? So we were nervous when we went in. We're like, fuck, what are we going to do? Get to the resort. They're like, it's fine. We have smoking areas. And at night, they don't give a shit. Like if you're out on the paths, they don't care if you're smoking. As long as you're not like throwing them somewhere stupid. Like don't be an ignorant cunt, right?
Don't swim back with the spider monkey on your back with the smoke hanging out of your mouth.
Exactly.
And then just drop it in the lagoon or whatever, right?
So
yeah, and you'd be surprised. You wouldn't be. We'd be surprised there were a few people that were being assholes and trying to do shit like that.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one bitch from Ontario.
They're from Pittsburgh.
No, it was. You know what? I didn't have a problem with one American the entire time I was there. No. It was Canadians and Brits. There was one Canadian broad that was just an absolute. Sorry for the
my
term.
British friend. We kind of got off track there.
Yeah, well, I'm circling back to where we were on this because you're gonna like. So that night, I take off to the smoking area, the official smoking area, because I wasn't like versed in the fact that you can just smoke anywhere you want after like 9 p.m. They don't care. Yeah. And I walk up and I'm lighting a cigarette and there's 2 guys hanging out there, incredibly flamboyantly gay and fucking the most friendly fucking dudes I've ever fucking met. And as I'm walking up, the one guy says, "This might be the luckiest night of your week here at the resort." And I'm like, am I getting a blowjob? What's going on here?
Because just before that, they said this to each other: "Bear, 10 o'clock.
Here comes the bear.
10 o'clock."
No. And they're lighting a joint, and I'm like, and I looked at them like, "Motherfuckers, where'd you get that?" I said, "My wife enjoys to imbibe. I don't.
My wife enjoys.
My wife. I want to find for my wife." So they told us. They said, "Go see." He goes, "Go out on the beach in the morning. Find the guy that rents the Sea-Doos out." Like there's a group of them that rent the Sea-Doos.
There's the guy,
and it's the guy with the belt bag that goes across his chest,
the fanny pack that's not on the fanny.
He says, "Don't say anything to him, or else he won't. He'll deny it. But if you just stare at him long enough, he'll just look. You need something." Because he knows that's the key. You have to know somebody that already knows, and the key is just stare at him, and he'll be like,
God,
"You need."
So fucking funny.
It was so funny. So I'm like, "Okay, cool."
What's the password? Staring.
That was it. But the problem was, we found out that so this guy, by the way, beautiful fucking guys. They were from was it Tennessee?
Missouri?
No, that was were they? No, they were Tennessee guys. Missouri was our neighbors. But anyway, they were American guys, Southern American guys. They were beautiful fucking dudes. Ends up giving me like just like a roach sized joint to give her. Yeah, I told him the story, right? So I brought it home and gave it was so much fun. But they said, the problem is it's if you want some, it's $100 US for 1/8 of an ounce.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
really?
It was so expensive.
Cocaine is probably cheaper than that there.
Yeah, so Ashley, like, and it was
no fake
okay.
food.
It wasn't terrible. Like, it was a bit seedy, but it was sticky. It was good stuff. But it was like, I ain't paying fucking $100. So Ashley's like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait till we get home. We'll talk about that later too.
Hey, give me a second, guys. I just want to refresh my drink. Okay.
Yeah. So for those that are still watching and listening, it was something else. So we set this
nicest guys.
we set this whole thing up. We set this whole group of like friends up that night, and my wife didn't even know that. So I was like bringing her into the party. I'm like, hey everybody, this is the wife I was telling you all about. The next night we had such a blast. What time did we get home that night?
Oh God.
It was like 3.
Yeah. But
Got back, poured drinks in the room. It was like 5 when we finally actually got to sleep. It was so bad.
It was a late one.
Yeah, no.
And then it was an early one.
Oh, it was a good time.
After that,
it was a good time. But I totally recommend it. If you're looking for a place to go, and it's 5-star. Like, it is a 5-star resort, but it's not a 5-star price. It's again, we're not paid for this. We didn't, we paid our own way. What was it? Grand Sunset Princess. Yeah, in Riviera Maya. And it was
be the best freaking week of your life.
Oh my God, it was so good. It was such a good time.
Absolutely
We had such a blast.
Stunning place.
Tell me about the food, because I remember the Italian restaurant being great at that resort.
That was number one, right?
The steakhouse was good when I was there. I had a pepper steak. I had a ribeye pepper steak, and it was delicious. And I never order any. When I go to a steakhouse now, ever since I was in my mid-20s, I went to High's, and a friend of mine who's at the time knew a lot more about good food than I did. He's like, do you want like to just have a really good steak, or do you like want a whole bunch of food? And I'm like, I just want a really good steak. He's like, just order your steak without any sides. Don't fuck around with potatoes. Don't fuck around with vegetables. Just order the steak. And I still do that to this day. I might put onions and mushrooms with my steak, but I won't be like eating potato stuff and broccoli and all this other shit. I just want the steak experience. And he was totally right. And when I went to that resort, it was so delicious. I could cut the steak with the side of my fork.
Oh, good for you, because we couldn't.
Oh no,
not the experience I had. No.
No, you know what? We thought we'd be safe and order in the steakhouse the T-bone, right? Just because you get the tenderloin.
Why is that safe?
Because the tenderloin is on one side, so at least you get half a steak if the other. Because you can't fuck up a tenderloin. You can cook that well done, it's still going to be tender and good.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
But the other side was. I think it had something to do with the fact that those knives were so fucking dull.
No bueno.
We couldn't fucking cut through them. So we're like,
when it was actually in your mouth, was it not? Tender?
No, taste was fine. No, it wasn't. Not that side.
See, I would think that, and you know more about food than I do, so I defer to you, obviously. But I would never order a T-bone because that right side of the T-bone that isn't the tenderloin side is never really as tender as like a good strip loin or a good ribeye, right?
And they cut them so thin, right? But they did cook them. So Ashley ordered hers rare, and I ordered mine mid rare just to be safe, right? So we're like, okay, we can always trade off if one of them is overcooked.
Ashley's more of a man than you.
No, it was strategic more than anything, right?
Oh.
It could have been either one, and it was like I say, the flavor was great. Flavor was on point. And last time I was in Mexico in 2009, the beef was no good. Like it was no bueno.
Really? We're working on it.
But the carpaccio was always good, like the shaved raw beef, like that was nice,
Delicious.
like that was tasty, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But but the Italian place, holy shit, James, I'm telling you, one of the best meals I've had in fucking
Italian
months.
Restaurants. Oh man, they're the greatest.
I got the spinach.
The
and ricotta ravioli with just a plain basic tomato sauce on it, and it was one of the best fucking meals I've ever had.
Yeah,
the pasta was al dente, the seasoning was perfect, it was on point, the service was amazing. Like we had a great time.
So much fresh cheese.
Do you just because look, I'm half Italian, but I figure my culinary side is 100% Italian. But and I'm kind of a mangia cake. I can't speak it or anything like that. But when I go to a good Italian restaurant, especially in other cities like New York and places like that, I feel the culture in the food and the ambiance and the setting that I don't seem to feel in other amazing restaurants where the food is really amazing. Like I don't feel that way in a Japanese restaurant. I don't feel that way in like, you know, one of my favorite restaurants ever is this Portuguese restaurant in Toronto. I can't remember the name of it. It's near Ossington and College. It used to be there. I don't know if it's there anymore. And I used to order their seafood linguine. It was the greatest experience of all time. But I never felt it until I don't feel the same way that I feel in an Italian restaurant. Like there's something, it's like visceral for me in an Italian restaurant. Like dipping the bread and eating it and sipping the wine and spitting when you talk, like all that shit.
Yeah, well, they even gave us a tableside bread dip, like with the balsamic and the olive oil, with the fresh focaccia. It was fucking delicious and it was baked with the tomatoes on the top.
So
like
yummy.
it was done perfect. Like it was.
Are you a wine guy, Ryan? When you eat Italian food?
Not when I'm. You know what? I normally am, but not when I'm away. I can't because if I'm drinking pina coladas and bullshit daiquiri bullshit, like sugary shit all day long, I find it a waste.
Why are you
like,
drinking that shit?
Because you're on
so much
vacation.
fun.
You know what I mean? Like you're on vacation. So I'm telling the guy at the pool bar, doubles, and we had platinum wristbands, so we were getting top shelf fucking booze. I'm like, yeah, double that shit up, bitch. You know, and we were having a blast.
Let me ask you this: what was your tip strategy like?
I was a little overzealous. I went through. We figured it out at the end of the week. I went through over $500 US in tips.
Wow!
Just for. But
They
Holy
deserved it, damn it.
but there was a reason for that. It's
Sorry, fireworks.
yeah. There's fireworks outside. The dog's gonna go nuts.
Oh, I hate fireworks. See, everyone.
Yeah.
That's why I hate fireworks.
Same here, dude.
Babies and animals hate fireworks.
So. Like my birthday. I was there on my birthday, right? Like I was. That was what was that? Tuesday.
Happy
or
belated,
Wednesday?
by the way.
Tuesday.
Thanks. We found out that the buffets, because we hadn't eaten at a buffet yet, right? Because we had room service for the first night where you can't get the a la
We'd gone
cartes.
for breakfast.
You go, yeah. We went for breakfast, but not for lunch or dinner. We had a little grill next to our like pool bar that we were near, so we were just getting burgers and pulled pork and shit from that. And then there was a taco stand. So we never went to the buffet for lunch. But then we were talking to our neighbors, and they're like, "Oh, you can get sushi and sashimi at the buffet." I'm like, "Pardon me?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay,
Oh, no.
fuck, I'd be there. I would have been there every fucking meal. I would have canceled all the a la cartes. Cancel it."
Yeah.
You know? No. I said, "Okay, no problem. I'm going to go for dinner tonight. It's my, we're going to have a good time. It's my birthday." I canceled our fucking a la carte reservation that night at the miso teppanyaki place just so I can go eat sushi. So we go and we don't serve sushi at dinner at that night. It's only at lunch.
Oh, could you get the reservation
And
back?
Sundays
No.
for dinner.
No,
You
so
didn't
I'm
go
like,
like this? Look at my wrist, motherfucker. Like,
no, so I'm like, okay, no, no
not
big deal.
like that.
My fault. I didn't know, but no big deal. I'm not going to make a big stink out of it. And the guy wouldn't let up. He's like,
want-
why?
you want
You want sashimi? I'm like, well, kinda. And he's like, hang on. And he walked away. And next thing you know, this guy comes out.
Well, I told him. I said he'd never complain about a damn thing. I said, but it is his birthday. I said,
So-
if we're ever gonna do
Ashley,
something
you're such a
special for
hustler.
anybody-
My God, you're such a hustler.
So the actual chef with the big fucking hat comes out and everything else and all the shit. And they wear blue there, like dark blue chefs instead of like blacks or whites. They have like these dark blue things. He shows up and he's like, what would you like? You just tell me what you want and I'll get it for you. I'm like,
Salmon sashimi, 20 pieces, right fucking now.
I'm like, and that's what I said. I said salmon and tuna because they have actual yellowfin tuna, which is the red stuff, right? So I'm like, yeah.
And the
that-
butterfish is good too. Butterfish tuna.
They didn't. No, they didn't have it. I didn't care. I got the tuna and I got the salmon. That's all I wanted,
It was
right? So
gorgeous.
beautiful. So
Salmon
he
sashimi,
leaves.
I could literally eat that. Like, I could live on. If someone said 3 foods for the rest of your life, what would it be? That would be one of them.
Oh,
Salmon
100%.
sashimi.
100%. No, sushi is always my go-to. So he leaves and he's gone for like 15 minutes. Ashley goes and gets her stuff from the buffet and she's got a nice dinner. And I'm like, fuck, that does look good. You know what? I don't even care if they don't show up with any. I don't care. He comes back, James, with this fucking platter. And it is loaded with fish and fucking
$40 tip.
$40
tip for
Oh,
that
you
guy.
wish. Wasabi, this and that, blah blah blah. And so at the end of the, I literally got up. I had like my eyes welled up because it was so sweet how nice he was, and he was like
Only you would
escorted-
cry at
Well, no,
sashimi.
he was flanked by like
got
managers of the
misty.
restaurant and everything else. Like it was like it was a big deal. It
was
wasn't a big
beautiful.
deal to me, but they made it a big deal for me, and I thought that was so fucking special. Like, good for you guys. You guys fucking went over and above for like somebody that didn't. I didn't make a stink. I just said no big deal, and so at the end, so I ate,
We finished dinner,
and it was so good.
absolutely lovely. They come and they always whisk your plates away. You know, they're keeping an eye on everybody, right? So they're always traveling through and keeping shit tidy. And they clear our plates, and we're just sitting there and finishing a drink. And we were like, "Well, that was really nice." And the next thing we know, they came out with
There was like at least 20 of them,
a little birthday cake for Ryan with the candle going, and
they did the Montana's thing, and they
were
all
all
started
singing.
singing.
Did they
The
clap when they
entire
sang and shit?
Oh, it was
fucking
beautiful.
restaurant starts singing because they're singing, and I was.
You loved it,
embarrassed.
actually, Ryan.
No,
There's no way.
no, dude. I wanted to crawl under my.
Where's the
fucking
home
table.
hardware guy that fucking says funny
He
shit in public?
loved it.
Yeah, I know
No,
he did.
I did afterwards. I thought it was really sweet. Like it was really nice of them. So, but in all that melee and
We were
everything
also
else,
in a corner, so it was a pretty
What
good
did you
spot to
tip
be
the
in.
sashimi guy?
just wait. This is the point. So in that whole melee and the bliss of my fish and everything else, we just
Bliss of my fish. That's a good
finish-
porn movie title.
Fish
we
bliss.
finish it all. We're walking out of the restaurant, and we get literally like 10 steps out the door, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I didn't tip him. Ran back into the restaurant, found the manager again. I said, I need you to go get, and his name was Chul, by the way, Chul, Chul,
Yep, yep.
beautiful man. I said, I need you to find Chul. I'd like to speak to him one more time before I leave tonight. And he's like,
Chul,
absolutely,
Manuel.
no problem, not a problem at all. He left. He went and found him. He plucked him out of the kitchen, brought him out, and I put 500 pesos in his hand. And I'm like, you made my fucking week. Like,
What is
you
that? Like
really-
$120 or something?
It was like $50, whatever, you know. But yeah, and it was magical. Like it was fucking magical. Like they will not leave you wanting for anything in that resort, as long as it's within reason and within the scope of your stay. I could
It's
have
a huge resort too. I don't know. If people have it.
1,490 rooms.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I had a
Massive.
room like that overlooked your rooms. I was up high or whatever, and the beach was maybe like 40 meters away, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if you can understand what it was. And those like, it was just, I don't know. Like I'm the kind of guy I get to know everybody. Like I tip my cleaning lady $20 a day, you know, no matter what. Like I just did, you know, because
Yeah.
they're
They make it
It's so
extra
fr-
pretty when you do.
Yeah.
it feels really first world to talk like this sometimes, doesn't it? Like you're
They
tipping
make you
these people
shapes.
and make like nothing, like compared
Yeah.
to what you think, right? But they're so thankful and they're such beautiful, honest, hardworking people that like I walked away actually from when I went to where you guys went in that area of Mexico, the Riviera Maya, all those resorts. And I wrote something, I can't remember, I think it was for the Huffington Post, about how the greatest thing about me being there wasn't the work, it wasn't the food, it was the busboys and the chefs,
Yeah.
and
The gardeners.
bartenders and the
Wonderful
gardeners.
stuff.
Oh my god, it was so
Well,
amazing.
some of the best conversations I had were with the landscape crew because they were
Yeah.
just so funny and so off the cuff, and
Oh.
they only spoke like half English, so they were really patient with me, but they were super fucking friendly.
All
Yeah.
the bartenders were friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Bartenders
yeah.
great.
Awesome.
No,
Did you
it
guys
was-
go in the ocean?
Ashley went in.
You're not an ocean guy, eh?
Nah, fuck. Neither is she though. We're pool
I
people.
just had to touch it though.
But yeah, just to say that.
Oh
you
yeah,
put
actually, that's
feet
your
in.
first ocean, right? Like,
No, second.
No.
She drove to Florida once.
Not cool.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So that doesn't count though. That's like,
Yeah, no.
where did you go? Fort Lauderdale or something? Where'd you go?
I went
Disneyland.
to Disney.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
You been there, Ryan? You been to Disney World?
Fuck no.
I've been to Disney World. It's
Garbage.
fucking hell. It's hell.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like Canada's Wonderland times. Oh my fucking god! Like,
Yeah, no shit.
No?
Yeah.
No, we had a blast, and you know what? We couldn't have asked for anything better. We and you know how big the place is. You've been there.
Yeah.
So they have that trolley guy with the golf cart with the trailers that will bring you from one end to the other if you need a ride. And he runs like every 5 minutes. It's like a constant loop going back and forth, back and forth. That guy was during the day shift. and it goes 24/7. We didn't know that until like 3 days in. We're like, fuck, we've been stumbling to the Platinum Bar fucking every night. We could have just taken a fucking bus.
Like, it's not nice to walk, though. Be real.
At night it was, because it wasn't
That's
40.
when everything comes out and you get to see baby deer.
Yeah, it wasn't, and it
monkeys.
wasn't 40 fucking degrees. But anyway, we sat with this guy on day shift, and I realized that because it got full, right? Like it gets full, like a lot of people are on there. So he says, he goes, oh, just come sit with me up at the top, like up at the front.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just yelling at the dog. And I said, okay, just sit up front with me. And I noticed on the like the pocket flap of his shirt, he had a Canadian flag on the pin. And it's because he fucking loves Canadians, and that's all he loves. And he literally shows it on his chest while he's driving. If you were American, if you were fucking English, British, whatever, he didn't care.
Yeah.
I never did get to finish the story about my English
Well,
friend.
I'm trying to get you a segue. But please,
God,
crowbar it in.
Be grateful.
You're next. Go ahead.
It's been a while. Sorry.
That was the segue.
So we met our delightful English friend who was traveling alone, and we
John.
decided that John.
He might be
needed-
watching,
I
actually.
hope John's watching. We decided that John needed people, so we were like,
Now
obviously-
describe John. Age, looks, like personality. Give me
Probably
give me an
like
idea.
mid to late 30s.
Yeah,
Northampton, just a normal
dark
bloke.
hair.
Dark hair, yeah. Super nice guy. Super fucking nice. He actually,
dude.
like, probably your build, you know what I mean? Like, just a normal fucking little dude, like, just a normal dude.
5'6", drastically not proportional.
Maybe 7.
Maybe 5'8". Yeah.
When
And
I
he's
wear
a-
docs, I'm 5'8".
and he's a tornado of a human.
Oh my
he loses
God.
absolutely everything, and it's priceless.
Oh, okay.
Ashley
he
was
is my-
picking
he's
up-
my spirit animal now.
Ashley was picking up after him, and because
Yeah.
he would come to we had the swim up, and he would park at across the lazy river from us, and Ashley would have to go and find his shoes and his shirt and his smokes, and like,
That is so
John,
cute.
stop leaving
Yeah.
your shit. She was totally momming him. It was awesome.
Before you continue your story, can I just give you a quick thing about how I'm like John, your English friend, your beautiful English friend? My son has a favorite blanket. So my son has this weird thing where he wears his boxers and his shirt when it's just me and his sister Elizabeth. But when my mom is around, he doesn't want my mom to see him in his boxers. So he drapes himself in a blanket. Okay. It's just what he does. I lost an entire blanket somehow. I took it off the couch 2 nights ago and I put it somewhere, and now we can't find it. And I'm like, I put it somewhere weird. I don't know where I put it. And he's like, Daddy, where's my blanket? And I'm like, I don't know. I lost an entire blanket. I lost a pot of sauce like 3 weeks ago. My kids are like, my son loves spaghetti sauce. And he's like, Daddy, where's the sauce? And I don't fucking know where the
How do you
sauce is.
lose a pot of
It
sauce?
was on the back porch. I don't even know. I don't even remember
Well,
bringing it
that's how
there.
you lose sauce.
I know where you live. Something
That's-
took it.
That's how.
Yeah, well, yeah, you think, right? But like, anyway, sorry, go on. So I understand. John's my spirit animal. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
great guy.
So
Yeah.
we all met up one night, like at like the 24-hour bar, because who knows how late it's gonna go. So we were all just kind of like hanging out and chilling. And there's different people coming in and out of this like outdoor cabana that we're all hanging out in
Yeah.
because everybody are smokers.
Is that the bamboo
is-
bar at that place?
No, the sports bar right in the
Oh.
lobby.
But there's like these cool little cabanas and like a lagoon thing out front. And everybody was just hanging out and being nice. And the waitress was coming back and forth with drinks. Like it was just a flippin' perfect night. So
Did you say flipping?
I said flippin' perfect day.
Watch your fucking language.
I know. So there was
Ashley
like,
totally has resting vacation face right now.
Ryan and I, another couple from like BC, our English friend. No, yeah.
What is
yeah,
that
sounds
noise?
about right.
That's the fucking fireworks.
Popping out
Is that
back.
the fireworks?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
literally holding the dog
God,
to
they
try
can
and keep it
trigger me
quiet.
even via fucking podcast stream.
Yeah, no
By the
shit.
way, Charlie's not scared. He's pissed. Just
Yeah.
so everybody knows, he's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even like he's not even scared. He's just really, really
My
angry.
dog used to shake. I had a border terrier. He used to shake like uncontrollably.
He will go outside and just bark at the sky if we let him. Like he's not afraid.
Should
He's
let
just-
him. Fuck those guys. Yeah.
We do occasionally.
We did on Friday because we were
Yeah.
doing it on Friday too.
So
You guys,
this-
are you guys seeing the weird flashy glitch on Ashley's
Yeah,
camera?
it's on our
Okay.
side too.
Okay.
I think it's a restream thing.
So this whole group of folks come in from the nightclub, this group of English folks, and like 98% of them are absolutely hilarious and delightful. We are having the best time. Everybody's like meshing really, really well. Everybody's hanging out, and then something happens over here that nobody really hears because we're all in little pockets of people at this point. And then out of nowhere, this girl that they're with starts telling our buddy John, like, I want to sit there. Like, can you move? He's like, no, I'm not moving. This is my seat. There's one right there that you're welcome to. Yeah, but I want to sit there because I want to talk to her. And she's just pointing at the woman I'm sitting beside, and her and I are having our own conversation, and I'm kind of like, what the hell are you even talking about? Nobody over here is waiting to talk to you if that's what your issue is.
No,
right?
please, or may I, by the way, at this point.
So she's arguing with our buddy and just telling him, like, move, and this is why I want you to move. And he's like, yeah, it really doesn't, like, change the outcome. I'm not moving. I'm sorry. And he was pretty polite considering she wasn't. And so I had to cut off the conversation that I was having, and I leaned over and I was like, I'm gonna have to side with him on this one. Like, he's already sitting there. There's another place that you could be.
You're being extremely rude.
Yeah, you're not really going about this the right way. And then she got so butthurt that she was being shut down that she couldn't just have exactly what she was asking for. Especially without saying, like, please or thank you or anything. And I'd already seen her earlier in the day, and she was ordering drinks at the pool bar, and she was being just garbage to the bartender, like telling him how to make the drink, but
oh my god,
not in a nice way. And she was just yelling like no coffee at him and like all of this.
Was she drunk?
No, that's the thing.
Rude.
Just rude. Just a fucking absolute rude, entitled
she
bitch.
Was drunk. She was really rude, and I was just like, "Yeah, no, this isn't happening."
She was.
So she finally decided to like command everybody's attention and ask, like, was I being rude? And I just said, like, yeah, absolutely, you're being rude. And the next time that you ask somebody to do something like that, you should probably just like maybe start with a please and
that's why Ashley gets along with men better than women. But
what was this? Like, just why are you acting like this?
Yeah.
And she just kind of like.
Yeah.
And then
I would just like to point out now that our podcast name title, May Long, is a great transgender porn name. But go ahead.
Love it.
Ashley. Yeah.
Once they left and took off and realized that like nobody was going to tolerate that crap, it turned out that the whole kerfuffle that sent her trying to sit over on our side of everything was she was talking to a guy. And he said something to the effect of like, I wouldn't talk to me like that. Like, I don't think my wife's going to like it. And she was like dropping C-bombs and saying like, where is this bitch? And like,
Yeah.
I want to talk to her. So it turns out she was trying to kick our friend out of a chair to ream somebody else's wife out that she didn't even know.
Who was twice the size of her, by the way.
And
it would have been. And she was like one of those Southern American girls that we were talking about. Like,
yeah.
Where were they from?
No, they were from
BC. Those were BC people.
Yeah,
that's right.
She would have crushed
and
her.
she was a well-built lady, and she would have fucking crushed her face.
And the girl that was being a bitch, was she? Did she think she was like really attractive, and that gave her the license to do what?
Don't get me wrong, she was very attractive. She was a good looking.
Well, once
lady.
they start talking, they're not attractive
anymore. She had
anymore.
A duck face thing going on though, like a.
But
very,
the minute she opened her mouth,
yeah,
she went from like an 8 to a 6. 100, like immediately.
Oh man, I would have said like a 4.
Do good-looking girls understand? Do good-looking girls understand that? Like I was in the beaches in a bar once, and there was a guy there that was from the neighborhood, and he was a gay dude. And this girl walks up to him, and he said something to her, and I don't remember what it was. I'm sorry, the story's not that compelling at this point, but it gets better. But he said something to her that was kind of dismissive. Right, it was just like, oh no, I don't think so. No. And then, like an hour later, this girl, now supported by 2 more friends that came into the bar, is like, it was at Castro's in the beaches.
Oh,
okay. And she comes in with 2 other girls or whatever, and she's like, "That's the guy right there." And the girl's like, "What'd he do?" "Oh, he just like looked at me like I was a piece of meat. Oh, he just wants to fuck me." And then. Right at that point when she said he just wants to fuck me, the guy's boyfriend or husband or whatever walks in, and he gives him a kiss, and he looks at her and he's like, "I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm gay and I've never done anything to make you feel like you're a piece of meat.
Yeah.
But you are kind of a piece of trash, honey. Like it was like that kind of thing.
Uber.
And it was like,
Wow.
and because Castro's is such a small bar,
Yeah.
everybody was like, bah! Like they started laughing at this one.
Nice.
There are people like that, like where they seek the confrontation, and it's often,
Yeah.
no offense to like white ladies, it's often white ladies, you know,
Yeah,
like it just often
I
is.
saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw it. Oh, and dude, you know what? And you expect it, especially when you're on a holiday down south, and especially in Mexico with the way the political climate is. You would expect it from Americans. And let me tell you, without a doubt, 100%, every single American person that I ran into on that trip was delightful.
Yep.
Like the most fucking delightful person I've ever, and I mean from
Some of the
all over
greatest, yeah,
all over the states. I met
some of
people
the
from-
greatest people I've ever met in my life.
Our
Are
neighbors
American.
were fantastic.
Our neighbors were from Missouri, and they were fucking
Super
great,
nice people.
super sweet.
That's one of
We
the
met-
most hospitable states.
Had
in
a
the
lot
United
of
States.
similar opinions on food. That
yeah.
was nice.
Oh yeah. And and like the husband was like a smoker, so we like got off on that, and we like totally talked about like food and shit. This other dude, while we were talking with that couple from Niagara on the lake,
Oh yeah, your
we
Kentucky
ran into
friend?
this buddy from Kentucky. We were all talking about wine.
Kentucky Justin.
Dude was fucking like on point. Like he looked like he probably should have been flying a MAGA flag. No. When you're on vacation, I don't care who you vote for. I don't
Yeah.
care if you voted for
Ain't nobody
Osama bin
talking about
Laden.
that.
You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. If we're having a good time and you don't bring it up, I'm not asking,
Yeah, we
and
don't
you're not
wanna know who you
asking.
are.
I'm not telling. You're not telling. Let's have a fucking party. And every single person that I met from the States had zero problem. They were the friendliest. They tipped well. They were cordial with the staff. It was the only people that we ever noticed that we had a problem with that were assholes, except for our California cop buddies. But we're Canadians and Brits. They were, and I'm like, fuck, guys, you're don't ruin this for us. we're vaulted. We're put on pedestals here. Don't be fucking assholes. Like we get treated so well when they find out we're from here. So
Yeah, exactly.
who you doing a shopping list there, James? Or
No, I'm inviting Spenny to the podcast.
Oh, nice.
I don't think he's going to come though because Spenny's. Let's talk about Spenny for a second because I feel really sometimes when you know a lot about politics and you see somebody who believes in something a lot, I don't think they understand how their online communications are being received.
Right.
Spenny is probably deep down inside a really good progressive, believes in a woman's right to choose, has no problem with gay people,
No.
is nonviolent. He checks all the boxes for being
One
a
of
good
the
progressive.
sweetest guys in the world to talk to, like outside of
I love Spenny. Like I
Same
think
here.
Spenny is one of the greatest human beings ever. I consider him a good friend. Like he's
Yep.
been on the show
Same.
a million times.
Yeah.
We have texts where we go
Same.
back and forth for an hour about like
Mhm.
what's going on with him and everything. I think that his Patreon thing was a good decision. I think Kenny.
We subscribe just to be supportive friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he's
exactly.
a good dude. Yeah.
I think Kenny. I don't want to say he goes too far because I like their shtick. I like
love
the
it.
shtick of Kenny being a total piece of shit to Spenny. I like that.
100%.
I'm not, and you know what's really hilarious is that I talked to Spenny about this. I'm like, because when they're fighting over the thing about how the special needs guy that Spenny hired, apparently Spenny ripped him off according to Kenny, but according to Spenny, the guy never did any work. So
Yeah.
it's becomes.
Oh,
this thing.
I got in on that too, by the way.
I want that to be a shtick in a way because I think it's hilarious, right? Like
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. But on the Israel stuff, it seems that
Yeah.
and I know, and I'm not saying, listen, like if you don't have a dog in that fight, meaning if you're not Muslim or Palestinian or Jewish or Israeli or whatever the fuck, it's hard to really give an opinion that matters. Like it just
Or a
is.
global affairs fucking professor. Maybe shut
Yeah.
the fuck up. Yeah, I totally
you know
get
what I
it.
mean? Like I have an opinion, but like I try. No one can peg me to be carrying
Nope.
pom poms for either side of that thing, and
Same
there's
here.
a good reason for that.
Yep.
I find what Hamas did on October 7th heinous, and the one criticism that I feel is a legit one is that okay, it's good to go after Hamas. They're obviously psychotic fucking murderers. I
Sure.
get it. Why is the only option aerial bombardment? That's the only thing I'm like you're talking about human shields, and it's like, well, why do you have to bomb them from the air? Why can't you go in and deal with Hamas in a different way? Why does everyone have to accept the fact that the only way to deal with Hamas is aerial bombardment?
I'm not a military expert, so I can't speak on it.
Neither am I, but it is killing a lot of kids. So I figure there must be a different way that you can still, even if they are, let's just say they are using Palestinians as human shields. Okay. Can you find a different way to root them out other than aerial bombardment on the smallest swath of land involved in a conflict ever on the history of this planet? Like, it's so small. It's like, it's not even as big as PEI. Like, it's tiny. Like, Gaza's tiny, right? So anyway, but at the same time, I totally understand. Like, you were telling me today, and I didn't even know this, Ryan, that all the hostages
Are dead.
that Hamas took are dead.
Yeah, the ones that they were using as bargaining chips. Do
you have details on that?
They're
Like,
mostly dead. I didn't dig deep into it today because, again, I was out in my backyard gardening and barbecuing and enjoying my life as a
Puerto Backyardo.
Puerto Backyarda. I was enjoying my life as a privileged Western first world white guy, and I told you I'll own that. I don't. Yeah, she bought a palm tree for the backyard. Like, I get it. And that's why I don't weigh in. I won't weigh in with some sort of like crazy fucking I have an epiphany of a fucking opinion. I don't. I look at what we see, you know what I mean? I see what we see, what's given to us as news, I guess we'll call it, no matter where it's coming from. And you can make your own judgments from there. I'm not one to take a side on this. I just can't. Because I don't understand it well enough to take a side. You know what I mean? And I'm not. Yeah. I'm too ignorant, but I'm aware of my ignorance. So I would hope that that's actually something I'm gonna check myself. I'm not gonna. I think this. Okay. My opinion means fuck all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what I say means fuck all. So I don't think again, first world white privileged kids shutting down universities is doing any fucking good. And then just abandoning them. By the way, did you notice that over the weekend? All of them, because, it's the weekend now and I need to go and fucking live my own life. I'm just gonna leave my garbage in my fucking tent here for someone else to clean up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like Portland all over again.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I mean. Like, we have a whole bunch of fucking protest fucking people that are just addicted to protesting is what we have, in my opinion. And maybe you might get like a handful of people that are versed in the conflict, and they're versed and they have a very valid opinion on what's going on. They get drowned out by the assholes that show up and do
Speaking of assholes showing up, reprising his role as Cotter, and welcome back, Cotter. Douglas Connors is here.
There's my guy.
Yay.
There's my guy.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
Happy birthday, you son of a bitch.
Thank
you. It's your birthday?
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Douglas. I had no idea.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my birthday. It was my Beaver Sweetie's birthday on Friday and mine today.
Oh, look at that. Mine was on Tuesday. Look
I
at
know.
all these.
I didn't know when your birthday was, and then it's like, of course, he's a Taurus.
I'll be right back, Douglas. I love you.
Right.
That's why we're here.
Yes, the Adonis of the Zodiac.
You know it.
Right?
You know it.
And then Taurus and Taurus gets along like that.
Baby.
So, no wonder we're friends. It's meant to be. It's destiny.
You're my bestie.
Are you having a lovely day?
Look at his look at
a beautiful day.
Look at that mustache from his that's you're still in character, aren't you?
Oh no, we're done. We closed yesterday.
Yeah, but you have that mustache. Yes. Was that
Yeah.
You look great.
That was definitely from the show.
I like the handlebar. It's nice.
It's grayer now. For the show I had to I have this
just for a minute.
This powder. Because when people put on eyeliner, they usually use a pencil. Mm-hmm. But I have like a powder with a brush, so I can just go like this. So, and I use it to if I'm doing like a broad comedy, so I fill in my eyebrows all the way down to there. So when I go, like this guy have big eyebrows.
Very animated.
Yeah. So all of that, I put a whole bunch of it, coated it. So it was like darker black
That's
today.
awesome.
So it was like Tom Selleck-ish.
I love it.
I
That's
tried
awesome.
Try to find some
And-
photos there for you.
And you guys sold out.
We sold out last night.
It's amazing.
and my
Happy birthday to
family was
you.
there.
Well done. What's the
And my
play? I'm
family
sorry,
was
I
there.
haven't been keeping up with it.
Oh,
What's the play?
Arsenic and Old Lace.
That's it.
Arsenic and Old Lace.
Yes. Yes.
Wow,
It's a
is that-
farce from the 30s. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's a classic. And it's
Are there any
it's just-
flappers? Are there any flapper characters in that?
No flapper characters in it.
Okay. I don't know what a
But-
flapper is. I just thought I was sounding smart.
Has something to do with like
That's-
Charleston and that era.
Aren't flappers women that don't find men and in their 30s when like back in the 20s and 30s?
I think they were the looser ones, weren't they? Like the dancers, like the
Young woman known for wearing short dresses and bobbed hair and for embracing freedom from traditional societal constraints.
yeah. So
Yes,
a little bit
that's
looser from societal norm back in the day.
I'd be a flapper.
Flapper?
probably be-
I don't
you
even know her.
Depending on how many of these I drink, I might be a flapper later when we get off this podcast.
At least you got your spider monkey with you. I got nothing.
Oh, guys, listen. Listen. Secret time. Ready?
Okay, go.
So she's gone. You got to ask her about when we got home.
She can hear on her phone. I know she does that. But go
I
ahead.
know she's doing that when she's upstairs, but that's okay. It's part of the thing. She'll tell you the story anyway. But thanks for ruining the surprise. Listen, you gotta talk to her about. So I told you the story about the weed in Mexico and how we didn't bother buying. So Ashley went like a whole week without smoking weed.
Oh, she got so stoned when she got back.
Dude, we got home. Oh, you got. I've been with my wife for 8 years. I have never seen her in my condition because I don't smoke. But when I do the odd, like once a year, I'm off the chain. Like I'm fucking. We have to prepare it. Like there's a preparedness, an emergency preparedness for Ryan to smoke weed. Ryan, make sure you pee. Ryan, make sure you have a cold beer. Ryan, here's your chair. And you do not move from the chair or else we're going to have problems. And I'm totally aware of this. I learned this the hard way.
So every weed to you is wheelchair weed.
Pretty much. Like I can do edibles. It's fine. You know, like I'll have a gummy and like crash out on the couch and giggle at a movie. It's all good. But when I smoke it, if I actually like smoke it like a joint or like a pipe or whatever, I'm an absolute fucking train wreck. Well, boys, let me tell you something. I got to see what it looked like when my wife would get high in high school when we got home.
She looked like May Long.
It was so fucking funny. It was so I've never seen it, and I had such a good time.
The only one that finds that funny. Sorry, 'cause I remember the Eminem line. We eat the trees to look like Vietnamese people. Like. Anyways, sorry, girl.
What?
When you smoke weed, you're like this.
Yeah.
So you look like Vietnamamese people, but it's not a
Well,
racist thing. It is. It's
I
Eminem.
get it.
Eminem. Blame
I get
Eminem.
it. Blame him, not me.
Sorry.
No, so I was like, it was absolutely like it was hilarious. Like we had such a fucking fun night. Like, and we got home, we were bagged. Like you know how you are when you're off.
You got home Thursday, right?
Yeah, but we left the resort at like 6 a.m. and we didn't walk back into our house until 7 p.m. after like the drive because we landed in Toronto at 4 p.m. So we had to get from Toronto to Hamilton at 4 p.m. in rush hour. So thankfully, our drive. By the way, Airways Transit. Her name was Megan. If you get her, you're gonna love her. She's fucking awesome. Like we had such a fun time with her in the car on the way home that it made it like it was. We weren't even in rush hour traffic for 2.5 hours. It was fucking great. But we get home and we're like, I'm bagged. Let's just order a pizza. We haven't had like shit food for a week. We can have pizza and chicken bites for a meal just to get something in us before we go to bed. So it was one of those, order the pizza, have a quick fucking hot shower, get changed out of the shit, put all of our laundry in the laundry, and we eat the pizza. And I know, like I'm looking at her, I'm like, you gonna she's like, yeah, I guess I'm going to. So I'm thinking she's just going to go out on the backpack because it was a nice night. It wasn't as hot as it was obviously in Mexico, but it was a nice enough night to sit outside. And she went out and spun one up. And I thought, oh, she's going to have like a couple of tokes and leave it alone, put it out. No. It's muscle reflex. You know it, James. For somebody somebody that, you just do what you normally do.
Yeah.
See, there she is in the comments. She was listening. I'm sorry, honey. So yeah, she fucking got absolutely. I swear to God, I looked at her at one point.
How much of the pizza did she eat?
Oh, she like half of the pizza. It was great, but this was before. No, we ate before. Like we were prepped. Like it was good. And I said at one point I looked at her. I'm like, "Are you on Mars?" And she's laughing. She's like, "I'm so blah blah blah." So what I started doing, because I'm a supportive husband and I'm a supportive spouse, and I try to help. I started repeating. One of the funniest things that we saw while we were down there was any sort of commercial that comes on Mexican television, where you get like they speak in Spanish, except for the parts they can't speak in Spanish, and they say
they speak so fast too. Holy shit.
And the ESPN of Mexico is called Sky Sports, right? So the guy would be on there and he'd be fucking talking a mile a minute about whatever he was talking, soccer, whatever they were talking about, baseball, like MLB. They report on everything. But then when they actually give the ID of the station, it's Sky Sports, like this. Like it was so like animated. So everything I was
like
saying,
1990s radio. Yeah.
Everything I was saying that night, I was doing. I'll make you a tea, honey. Just relax. So let's put your blanket on, and this tea here is brought to you by Sky Sports. And it would it would send her into a fucking another dimension of laughter, right? So I was fucking with her all night. It was so much.
You guys have become my favorite couple, I think. Because
I'm our favorite couple too, just so you guys know.
Yeah. Like I actually, like, it's funny because as a person who has had tumultuous relationships, I don't have any weird like reflexive resentments towards people that have good relationships. Yeah. I love it because I feel like I am primed for a good relationship as long as someone gets me, right? Like it's like and you guys get each other, right? Like
we do
that shit in Home Depot that you do. She doesn't get mad at you for that. She'll bust your balls about it a little bit, but she won't get mad at you for that.
Today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Literally today. So we went out to get groceries and we're halfway home today. And she says, fuck, I forgot a couple of things while we were out. And I'm like, what'd you forget? And she's like, I forgot bread and her razors, like her lady razors, right? Like the ones for her legs and stuff. And I'm like, razors.
For her legs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I steal one too because I don't have enough to shave. So I don't buy razors.
Legs and stuff. Legs and stuff. Head, shoulders.
So I always steal one of her blades, right?
Is it a Venus that she uses?
So as we're driving home, I start pissing myself laughing just thinking. Because I told her, I said, okay, so we're halfway between. If anybody here is like local from Hamilton, you know that we're in Binbrook, right? So like when we leave Highway 20 and 53, it's very inside, but it's about a 10-minute drive into the town where we are. But right in that town, like on the main drag, there's a Shoppers Drug Mart. So I said,
sorry, it's Binbrook, the town?
Yeah. So we can stop at Shoppers, and I'll just drop you off. Just run in and grab what you need. And she's like, yeah, okay, all good. So as I'm driving, I'm cooking it up in my head. I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna be so much fun. I said, don't bring a bag into the store. I said, I want you to walk out of the store because I'm going to park. You go in. I'm going to wait in the car, but you're going to walk out with those two items in your hand.
Shoplifters Drug Mart. Yeah.
No. Even better than the shoplifting thing that I normally do to her.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to have a domestic.
Normally do?
He does. He makes her seem like a thief in front of everybody.
Have you not been here for that, Douglas?
No.
Seriously?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll tell you what we do. So we'll go to a Walmart and we'll go to the self-checkout and she'll buy, we'll be buying whatever. And I'll let her walk ahead of me and and she doesn't even notice it. Even though she thinks she does, she doesn't. I just like slow down and I'll just be like, that lady stole something. That lady is she's shoplifting. And everybody's heads is turned to my wife. And I just keep walking. She just shakes her head at me like I'm an asshole. You know, I think she stole something. Somebody, is there staff, security, anybody?
That's right.
So anyway, so today,
That's why
So-
you're my kindred spirit, Ryan, by the way, because I told you that. Yeah, sorry. I'll tell you the story after.
That's
But go on.
awful.
so today, what I said was, I said, make sure you don't bring a bag in, and we're gonna have a domestic when you come out of that store. And she's like, "No, shut the fuck up. We're not doing any of this sort. What are you talking about?" So I said, "What are you going in to buy?" And she said, "Razors and bread." I said, "Yeah." I said, "When you come out, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, bitch? I said get raisin bread, not razors and bread." And like,
You're just like I am.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So I just thought I thought it was funny, right? Like I shouldn't have told her, because she's prepared. I don't want her prepared for this shit. And she's like, no, we're not doing that. And I'm like, fuck. And now it won't be funny because she'll be expecting it coming up. But didn't she go into the store and come out with them in both hands, waiting for it? And I was like,
She
I'm
did it
not.
anyways.
Yeah, yeah. And I said, I'm not. I said, I'm not
I'm
biting.
down.
I'm not biting. I didn't bite.
This is
I just
why-
Oh,
Dude, this is why I love your wife. This is why I love her so much.
My wife is the best. She's
Yeah,
so much.
honestly.
She puts up with so much shit. I love her.
she called your bluff.
What you talk about? Where's my raisin bread?
It would be hilarious if she brought out razor bread and
Raisin bread? Then I would have had no argument. I would have had no fight. Yeah. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You know what's funny is that I don't know why I'm segueing into this. It's Shoppers Drug Mart. I use women's deodorant and women's shaving cream.
Okay. I like the razors.
The
On my
Ladies
face,
Speed
they're
Stick
great.
Spring Meadow. Do you have any idea how many women over the years since my early 20s have been like, you smell so good? And I'm
Really,
like, that's because I'm not wearing Brute 33 deodorant or Speed Stick or any of that other shit that smells like a fucking carnival. I don't even know what it smells like. Like, it's just awful. I smell like a spring meadow. Really good. And because of Jen Waddell's generousness, she told me the combination of I'm so confused of what that is. Is that a spring meadow? Oh my god, Douglas, that's
Yeah.
the greatest spring
Oh
meadow.
my
I've
god,
ever
the
heard.
fucking birds.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Do that again.
I can do a helicopter.
How did we not know he was able to do this?
My kids like it when I do a
Acting.
helicopter because I
Genius.
literally like trick them into thinking that there's a helicopter because I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I can't do it on the microphone. For some
No,
reason, it doesn't work on the microphone.
it
But it
sucks
works
on
in
the mic.
person. Like it
Yeah.
actually works in person. And
It's
they're
nice
like,
and
"Oh,
deep.
that's good."
That thumpy.
Yeah. But women's deodorant. I don't know why any man would use a man's deodorant. I really don't.
I would get in trouble if I didn't, because I figured out how to do the thing properly and
Yeah.
like mix the smells with my cologne and my deodorants. I've kind of found that like niche, that little mix. Oh, look at this.
Fantastic.
Look at this.
There we go.
There he is.
Love it.
Wow, you look like a roommate I used to have that I never wanted to be around.
It's like if you bought
Fair.
Borat. It's like if you bought Borat on Temu.
Are you talking shit about Timu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it Temu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still calling it Timu.
So how does this play compared to the We Will Rock You play? Like as
Very
far as,
nice.
like, popularity and stuff.
Well, completely different, but both comedies, so it works very well. But this one is like literally madcap farce. You know, people coming in, people coming out, one after the other. One person pushing someone into another room. Something happens, something goes wrong. Cop comes in. It's like, hey, come on in, stay in. Okay, now go away. Now, no, you stay here. And
Okay,
back-
yeah.
yeah. So it's completely total. It's a madhouse. It's
love it.
literally the most lovely dysfunctional family.
Did you have fun though? Like, was it a fun one to do?
A blast.
Good.
And it didn't need it to be a blast because I am today, this very day is my first day off since about December 12th.
Happy birthday to you.
Because I've had 3 shows back to back to back. Our Second Olace we were supposed to do last year at this time, and we lost the venue. So
Oh,
it was
shit.
rescheduled to this year. We Will Rock You was supposed to audition last August for being on show in October, and their theater was in a school, and they found something really, really wrong with the school, like something, so they just tore it down. So they lost the venue. And then normally, when we produce a play, when we have the theater company that I'm sitting on the board of, we produce a play. I normally always produce the last play of the year because curling's done and I have time. But this year we had to take a play out and replace it with another one midstream.
Oh shit!
Like this, and then one of the board members is assigned to a board member that's new, so they produce together so one can teach the other one. And there was no one left, so they bumped me forward. So all of a sudden, yes, I am producing and in As You Like It, and I had to pull out of As You Like It with like 2 weeks left because it was just I got sick for 2 weeks on the way.
Yeah,
And I missed a
remember
lot of
that.
rehearsals.
Yeah.
But I was producing and in that one, and that one was beginning of March. We Will Rock You was then scheduled for like March 29th and over Easter. And
Yeah.
this one, Arsenic and Old Lace, was over the May long weekend. So I've been like 3 productions back.
Look at you.
But I did not sign up to do all of them at the same damn time. Meanwhile, I got a podcast every morning.
Yeah, right?
I still gotta eat
With prep.
like this.
Yeah.
And then with curling, it was like I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like this is the first year we play an A, and I keep on telling everybody, well, I know there's a rehearsal Wednesday, but I'm gonna have to miss it because we're still playing. And I promised my partner that like if we got into A, I would not miss any rehearsals whatsoever. Because when we're in B, whatnot, sometimes I'm gone 4 or 5 weeks, right? And
Sure.
that's okay. And then I'm sitting there, and it's like this year, it's like we kept us we played an A once 5 years ago when the league just started and there wasn't very many teams, and we didn't win a match. Because this year, like we're 8 people in
You
the
guys
pool.
did well.
Yeah, we're 8 people in a pool, and the bottom 2 go down, and we have 4 rounds.
Right.
Well, we always finished 5th or 6th. We'd always just skate by, but we stayed in A all freaking year, and then we got to playoffs, and we got to the semifinal. So the
gotta
only
rock
match
that.
we didn't play was the last match of the year. So I'm keep on going to these rehearsals, and I keep, don't worry, you know, at some point like this, we'll lose like this, and I'll be there, and it's like,
Nope.
keep winning. So like this,
God damn it.
And then my men's team went to the semifinal in the B division. So it's like, here I am playing curling for 20 years, and I'm in club semifinals for the first freaking time in my life while I got 3 different plays.
Douglas is
amazing.
throwing the curling matches just to
right.
try and get a day off.
It's like, man. So yeah, this was my first day off. And you know what the frick happened? We did the play last night.
Oh no.
Oh God.
You get the adrenaline high,
Oh no.
right? 2:00 in the morning, I finally crashed, go to bed.
Yeah, you got up at 6. You were with me this morning. You and I were talking.
Up at 5:50 in the freaking
Yeah,
morning.
you and I were talking at 6:15 this morning.
I don't have to.
I
have no show today. I'm not expected. And normally I set my alarm clock for 6:15, 6:30, so I wake up even earlier
Yeah.
than I would. Why?
That's garbage.
Just
I
because.
got 3 hours of sleep. Why?
You know what? You're on the high of a very successful production.
Your body says it's time
It's
to party,
also your
baby.
birthday.
We
You know
got
what I
a great
mean?
review,
So
too.
I get that. I was up that morning. I got that really sweet sunset shot. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see it.
Yeah.
I took a really sweet shot of the sunrise, sorry. On my birthday, because I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm 44
gorgeous.
years old, but I still get that little pang in the morning. And I swear to God, it's remnants of my mom calling me on my birthday every day. And she used to phone, and she used to just, and it didn't matter. I would always answer the phone, and I didn't say a word. I would just answer it and let her sing happy birthday. And I'd be like, thanks, Mom. You know, there's some shit that you fucking miss when you lose your parents and you lose your mom. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things
20
that
years.
you thought
My
it
mom
was,
is on a couch 4 feet away from me.
Yeah, well, you know what?
And I'm
Embrace
taking
the
it for
fucking
granted. I'm
Yeah,
taking it
and-
totally for granted right now.
embrace
I really
it,
am.
because I promise you one day you'll understand what I'm saying. And
She's such a petulant child. Like,
yeah, well,
you
see,
know.
and this is
I'm
what
just
I used to say
kidding.
about my
I'm
mom
totally
too.
kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
I know.
I'm
the
kidding,
same.
Mom. I love you.
But it's one of those, and it doesn't go away, and I miss that every year now. Whereas before it was like, oh, Mom, whatever, you know,
of
you're such a geek, you know, whatever, and like laughing. But at the same time, it's like I really miss that. I miss that from my mom, you know. And so I still to this day get up very early. It doesn't matter what I was doing the night before. I always get up early on my birthday. I always, you know, have coffee and, you know, do the thing. And my biggest thing now, and it's fucking social media. I feel obligated to talk to everybody that wishes me fucking. And so I took my birthday directly off.
You don't just click like. You have to say thanks.
I have to, and I have to make it personal. I don't want to copy paste my shit, right? So it's like, so I'm trying to do that, and I swear to God, years ago, and if you go to my profile and you look at it, my birthday is gone. You can't see, and it was ever since I became part of the Dean Blundell network back in the day, because I just didn't want to get doxxed, right? I didn't want somebody fucking trying to figure out who I was.
My whole life.
So I was like, I'm gonna get rid of my birthday entirely, but people's Facebook memories pop up. Yeah. And then Facebook's like, well, it's still your birthday. Happy birthday. I'm like, you fucking assholes. You know, I don't want it.
When I changed my relationship status on Facebook from married
it's
or whatever
complicated to it's very complicated.
No, then it went from yes. I went from
it's disturbing, isn't it?
It's disturbingly complicated.
In a relationship with such and such, right? The mother of my kids, to it's complicated, to it's single. As soon as I went to it's single, you know, it would be great to tell the story that then there was a bunch of women that came out of the woodwork, oh, single. And instead it was this. Are you okay?
Like, I'm here if you need to talk.
Yeah, I hate those because that's just fishing for fucking gossip. Like it's just people looking for shit to fucking talk about, right?
Totally is.
But I have.
Can we talk about something? Sorry, go on.
Hang on. Let me just finish this off. I have a new rule, and if you're like us and you have like a lot of followers or people on your social media, take this into consideration because it actually kind of works. And I did it, and I tried to hold it. Except for my super close friends that might have been like a little late. And I feel bad about that. Up until 11 a.m., I will reply to every single fucking post. And then after 11 a.m., that's when I make that obligatory generalized post of thank you all for the birthday wishes today.
Yeah,
it's been very sweet and I love you all, blah, blah, blah. And then the people that reply to that post, they all just get likes or loves, you know, hearts or likes or whatever.
That's fair.
It's a good system.
I think so, right? Like I don't want to be a dickhead and I don't want to be an asshole. Like I feel really bad because I don't like it's rare that I wish people happy birthday on Facebook. I'll go like if I know you, I'm gonna
I used
phone
to,
you.
but I don't do it anymore.
I'm gonna phone you or I'm gonna shoot you a text and say, hey dude, happy birthday, whatever. Like this morning, first thing I did, Ashley was the one that actually reminded me, oh my God, it's Douglas's birthday. Yep. I'm like, so as I'm messaging him directly on Twitter, she's already posting shit on his Facebook, and I'm like, okay, well at least we got that covered. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it feels like it doesn't feel as personal as it used to with social media.
Day.
But
well, there was something about Facebook did this weird thing. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan, but
no, it's okay.
Facebook did this real thing. This weird thing where, I used to like before social media. You know, when I was in my 20s, and you'd run into somebody that you went to high school with, and there was a genuine moment of like a surprise and kind of like excitement, and you had a 10-minute conversation. Say you were at a mall or a restaurant or something, you ran into this person, and then afterwards there was like a moment of reflection, and then maybe you'd have like this like 10-minute thing where you would remember memories with that person in high school. And Facebook erased all of that. Yeah, you never had it anymore because you've been seeing them in the online world for so long that then when you run into, you're like, hey. You know, in the flesh started to mean less. Right?
It's happened to you. Like Ashley, we've been in places.
Oh, I'll just come home and unfriend you then.
It's true.
If we can't do the thing, then we're probably done.
Okay. I love how that's a verb now. Unfriend. I'm gonna unfriend you.
I know.
I'm like you. Every year I start off and I start responding and I'm gonna get to everyone, and then I get to like about 50 something responses and I get personal and everyone that's like, yeah, I'm done.
I can't. And you know what? I was doing my favorite part.
This year I couldn't try because I had family here. So
well, I had
people I responded to, but
I had the perfect opportunity because Ashley slept in, and I was already fucking 3.
Was that because she had a weed hangover?
No, we were still in Mexico when it was my birthday. Right. I was still in Mexico for like 4 days, right? So I was able to sit on the deck, like we had like a swim out patio.
This is why your wife is so good. She doesn't give a fuck that you spent 4 hours doing that.
Oh, she doesn't care. Oh,
you have to understand.
Can you get rid of the logo so you can see your head?
Meh.
Or Switcher.
You want me to get rid of the logo?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
People on the fucking podcast can't see the logo. Hold on. Damn, done.
Yeah, they can.
Done.
There we go. There's my wife.
Hi.
This is why I'm so affectionate towards Ashley's clone, and I'm not going to be inappropriate. I in the personality wise, if Ashley's clone is just like Ashley, then I can go to Mexico and just like message people for 4 hours, and she'll be like, "Love you, babe," and I'll be like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest ever." So that's why I like you guys. You're my favorite couple now.
I
There
did
we
have
go.
the best week of my life.
Yeah, we really had a
Yay.
great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like you sit there like she can't stop eating the plants. And I'm sitting there, eat more greens.
No, she couldn't stop touching them.
What is she, a fucking hamster?
No, she's a plant lady. Okay. My wife has become
love plants.
in the last year.
You would get along with my sweetie. He can't stop he can't stop a pack of flowers without getting on all fours and putting his nose right in them and smelling them.
Careful, James.
That sounds like
Careful,
code.
James.
Sounds like code. I'm just saying.
I love.
My sweetie got on all fours last night to smell plants.
To smell the flowers.
Yeah. Smell he was nipping at that fig leaf
Guys,
for like
like
3
this.
hours.
Smell those petunias.
Grab
Get
that
it with
trunk.
that.
Nibbling at that fig leaf? Come on, that was gold, Jerry.
No, Ashley became a plant lady, and it's funny. We're talking about my mom was like a green thumb because she worked in a company that made literally plant food and pesticide, which I'm sure killed her, by the way. But at the end of the day, she still became somebody that loved plants and shit, right? So, watching my
she
wife.
reminds you of your mom now. Oh,
no,
that's great.
it just drives me nuts that they never.
I'm
got
not
to
being
meet.
funny. I thought that's where you were going with this.
No,
she,
it just-
she has a glimpse of your mom in there.
No, it drives me nuts that they never got to meet. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it is because I know that they
Well,
were
they're meeting spiritually through the plant.
through the
love,
plant.
right?
Yeah.
I'm
Like-
not being sorry. Like I'm not. I'm
No,
not
no,
because I'm an
no.
atheist, but you know what I mean. Like
No, I get it.
their spirits are converging in your perspective
Yeah.
because
Yep.
they both have this affinity for plants.
Yeah, 100%.
I understand what you
100%.
mean. My mom would have loved Alex.
Right? Did you and your mom has been gone now what 20 years? You said
Almost 20 years. Yeah, 20 years next year.
Yeah, actually, now that I think of it, it's 2011 was my mom. So it's it sucks. It really sucks because it's like look at where we are now from where we were when they went. You know what I mean? And yeah,
My
But
mom
yeah,
lives
so
with me
it's-
right now because legally she has to.
she's your surety.
It's my surety. She really is. She literally is my surety.
Sorry, I don't mean to actually laugh, but I'm laughing.
It's okay. It's okay.
I love
like
you. You know I love you.
Yeah, no, I love me too.
Yeah, you do.
I want to tell you what I'm going through right now. Actually, like, can I pivot for a second?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
You may.
Please.
there is a
I'll allow it.
there. I've
Thanks,
lived here
Ashley.
I've lived here for 7 years.
Okay.
And it's a oats factory. It's 4,000 square feet that's been converted into this open space concept. Like if you plopped my house into downtown Toronto, it'd be like a $10 million fucking loft.
It's crazy. Yeah, you have a huge lot. Yeah,
I do, and I pay $1,000 a month.
fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck
right?
you
Yeah,
very
that's
much.
Not cool.
So, and I have to be a little bit careful. I don't have to be careful because everything I'm saying is true, and
Moving
and
in
I'm
with James.
I'm protected.
Mhm.
I now have a landlord and tenant attorney because my landlord informed me a couple weeks ago that the son, the owner's son, is
Wants to move in.
Wants to move in.
That
So
happened to us.
So my dilemma is as follows. This is the only home that my kids identify as their family home, right?
Oh, no.
It's where they grew up. They're 9 and 7. I've been here for 7 years. So this is what they know. Now they spend 50% time at their grandmother's house where my ex lives. She lives with her mom.
Yeah.
And that's fine because they're comfortable there too. They've been going there the whole time they've been living here.
How
But
far
this is
away are they?
literally 5 minutes.
Oh fuck, that's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew
So-
that, but yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So they're close by and everything, but this is their home. So I didn't know. So I immediately, as soon as I was told that, I was uninformed, and I was like madly looking for alternative housing. Like I need to rent a house that's like at least 3 bedrooms, like as something that something local so that the kids go to the same, because they're not
Same
going to
school.
switch schools and everything.
No,
like
of
I'm
course.
not going to be responsible for that.
Yep.
So So I'm like, and I can't find anything. And then randomly, so small towns are weird. The tax offices, for some reason, in this hometown or in this rural community, the tax office, the people that work there also double as real estate moguls. I know it's weird.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. So they
Again, I'll allow it.
so they have the inside scoop. I know it's crazy. They have the inside scoop on like houses for sale and
Why is
house
that so
rental
funny?
stuff. I know it's crazy. So I used to work as the librarian in the community.
Yeah.
So I went back to the library. That's where my people are. They still listen. I'll toot my own horn for something right now because I was a shitty assistant librarian when it comes to like the actual librarian shit. But I was an amazing customer service representative. Like,
for sure.
I haven't worked there since like a year ago or last June or something. And I went in there a couple days ago and they were like, people still are like, when is James coming back? Like, what's going on here? And apparently it's a lot quieter now. It's a lot
I would
more,
imagine.
a lot more organized. You know what I mean?
I had the first guy I look for though. You know what I mean? Like you have that person that you're
I was
gravitational. You're
I was
gravitational.
I was helpful to the customer, not so much to the CEO and the organization, but like to the customer, I was really helpful. Anyways, so I go into this. So I go into the library, and someone's like, "Well, you should go into like this tax office because the person there owns a lot of real estate in town." I'm like, "Okay." So I go to this tax office, and I talk to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I only have houses for sale, but if you want to go to the other tax office across the street, they might be able to help you."
There's no houses in Tuscany.
There's no villas in Tuscany. Exactly.
That's right.
So
that's why I wear the hat. I'm the one that's allowed to tell you that because
you're the timeshare guy. You're the timeshare guy.
Yeah.
So I go to the other one across the street.
Pet the dog.
And
yeah.
And the first guy that sent me there is like asked for such and such. So I go there, and I'm like, is such and such here? And they're like, yeah. So this guy comes and he sits with me in the back. And I'm like, I'm just here because I was told you might have a line on where I could find affordable housing for myself and my kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a landlord tenant attorney. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, tell me your situation. So I'm like,
I'm also the oil change technician at the Jiffy Lube in town.
Well, kind of. It was that random, right? Like, so he tells me he's the landlord tenant attorney. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, tell me about your situation. I'm like, well, I've lived here for 7 years, and the landlord's kid said they're moving in. Blah, blah, blah. And I, and it's really hard to find housing, blah, blah, blah. He's like, do you want to stay where you are? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, this is how you do it. They don't think that you know your rights as a tenant. And it's funny because when I looked it up, it's always abused. The tenant rights thing in Ontario is often abused, right?
100%.
Squatters happen. They don't pay their rent. And there's a big there's a year-long delay in when your hearing can be heard in front of the tribunal. So they're like, so often they take advantage of that. I'm still paying my rent. I'm never going to be that guy.
Of course.
However, this guy's like, you don't have to move out. And I'm like, oh, really? Why not? He's like, the process that it takes for them to move you out for that particular reason, or for any other reason for that matter, unless you haven't paid your rent, is a year. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I come home and I'm like, this is amazing. So now I'm in this weird situation. So the landlord offered me, and I don't mind talking about this in public because
this is my favorite part. We went through this.
I'm transparent and I'm honest. So the landlord comes back to me and he's like this. He's like, and by the way, I don't have anything bad to say about them. I'm not mad at them. It's their property. I understand it. They want to get their way in something that has to do with their property. They're not thinking about my situation, but why should they? They have their situation. So I'm not even mad at them. I don't take it personally. I really don't. But he messaged me. He's like, I'll give you $5,000 and 90 days notice. Yeah. And I'm like, no, because it's not about the money. I cannot find appropriate housing here for my two kids and me. It doesn't exist.
100%.
So I'm going to say another thing that my lawyer probably doesn't want me to say, but I'll say it anyways, because the only way I am
just
moving
be careful.
out of
Don't fuck yourself here.
No, I'm not going to fuck myself here, but because I'm going to let the process play itself out, and I'm going to like, and it's just my right. Like, there's nothing untoward about it. But the only deal I would take, because it's less about the house that my kids grew up in, and it's more about there's no housing here. So my next bartering chip to them would be like 10 grand, and you have to find my house that's in this area, because the realtor is the one that represents them up here, not a lawyer.
Yeah.
So that's the only negotiation tactic I have.
No.
And I don't even hold it against. I get it. Like, I'm not mad at them.
It's the
They might
same
be
as
mad at me, and they probably are, but I'm not mad at them. You know,
it's the same as insurance, I would say. You know, like, hey, listen, someone wrecked my car. I've been paying you. You find me a very reasonable facsimile of the car that I was driving, or we're not settling.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. You have all the fucking cards here, dude. And make sure you hold on to that.
Look,
Because
if there was appropriate housing, I wouldn't. Because I don't want the war, dude. The last thing I need in my life right now is a war. I don't want
no
war.
shit. I get it.
Like you know, I'm trying to put out fires. I don't want to start a new one.
I gave up like thousands of dollars on our last one just because I didn't want the fucking stress. I get this, dude.
Were you the landlord or the tenant?
No, I was the tenant. And like we were the tenants.
During
COVID, we got evicted because the guy wanted his house back because he split up with his fucking wife or whatever. And I was like, you know what? We're already in a bunch of fucking stress. She works a fucking horribly stressful job. I don't want to fucking deal with it. No problem. I'll just go find something.
Just leaving.
And I did.
Thanks.
And we found the place that we're in now. And we can't be happier. We'll never have to leave here. If we wanted to stay here until we die, we can. It's a different situation, right? So it's like just that peace of mind for us was worth giving up that much. But what you have up there, you're in such a different fucking area where there is not a whole lot fucking available.
There's no options.
Yeah.
Like I would take the option. Listen, I would trade. I don't want to go to war. I would rather not go to war, give up the family home that my kids have, and get into a place that's really awesome than try to hold on to this, you know, I'm just not that person. There's no appropriate housing here. There just isn't, right? Like there's not any options that I'm just like being snobby about either. There's nothing here. Literally nothing here.
No, there's fuck all.
I'd have to spend $6,000 on an Airbnb where I pay that Airbnb rate.
Well,
that's what
it's
I would
because where you live is technically considered like for 6 months of the year. It's like cottage country, so it's premium. It's prime fucking real estate.
And the other half of the year, it's winter.
Yeah, nobody wants it. You know, so I get that. And if you can find somebody that's long term, like you guys have been, that's usually a landlord's dream. But that's somebody that's fucking cashing in.
I pay my rent early. I pay my rent like a week
we're the same.
Just to get, you know, I want them to like me. I want them to understand that it's not about the money.
Same.
You know?
Yeah. Same with us. And like I say, I just had this conversation today. Actually, it's funny. I said, oh yeah, you know what? It's nice owning a house, but have you ever poured bacon grease directly down the sink?
Only with hot water. Only with hot water.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't have to worry about a roof. I don't have to worry about a fucking garage door falling off. I don't have toilets. Like, we have 3 toilets in our house. If one of them fucking doesn't, I don't have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm a recovering slob. I'm a recovering slob living in an open concept 4,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
It is very difficult, and with no dishwasher. It's very difficult for me as a recovering slob to like maintain this place. Like I sweep and mop like once every 10 days now. Yeah. And at day 9, I'm like disgusted with myself. Like it's so fucking, and I'm like,
we're in that boat right now.
Take the half an hour every day and just do it. But
well, we're in that boat right now just because like we cleaned the house top to bottom before we went away, because I'm that guy that's like, what if somebody breaks into our house? I don't want them to think we're slobs. You know, I don't care. You're going to come in and burglarize me.
That's like making sure you have clean underwear on.
I promise you they don't care.
Yeah, well, I don't care either, Douglas.
I also promise you the more orderly it is, the easier it is for them to find stuff.
Yeah, well, Douglas, if you happen to be a burglar that I don't know about, I know you would judge me, so I made sure it was clean before we went away for holidays.
I would have the opposite. If I owned a house,
and I went up with a lot of stuff, but they were very slobs. I don't understand.
If
I owned a house, Ryan, before I went to Mexico, I would stick suction cup dildos all over the walls and the floor and the counters. So they'd walk in, they'd be like, I don't want to touch it.
They watch though, don't they?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
You don't care? All right.
Yeah, I have
Listen.
a story about that.
All right. Let Douglas
Hold
go
alone.
first because
Yes,
Ashley has a closer for this. But yeah.
Okay, sometime after September 11th, I would go to the States to some leather and fetish events. And
Word.
Shocking.
yes, and I'd hang out there, and people would bring toys to play with at these events. And well, it was post 911, so everybody was going through stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
And then somebody took all their toys and put it like in a freezer size Ziploc bag and put
All
it
right.
right on the top of the luggage with a note that said, yeah, these are sex toys. Some of them are clean.
Wow. Because people smuggle drugs and dildos and don't ask me how I
Yes.
know that. But yes.
Sailed through every freaking time.
Of course you did. Yeah, nobody wanted to deal with it. It's like, yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
not touching that.
I don't know how to deal with that.
Some of them.
I
are
took
clean.
2 sex toys to
Oh,
the
that's
UK
fucking
once.
brilliant.
And they
Let's do
and
that
know,
next
right?
time.
I took 2 sex toys to the UK once, and because I wanted the picture of the of the baggage guy handling them.
Yeah.
So I took this picture when he's like, I put so it was a black one and a white one just in my bag right on the top, right?
Yeah.
And I got my phone out, and because my bag got checked, so I put it through the X-ray thing, and they're like, they put it in the conveyor belt that says check this by hand or whatever. And so I'm down there. I get my laptop and I get all my stuff, my shoes back on my feet and everything. And this guy opens the bag and he's got rubber gloves on and he holds them both like Trump dancing, right? Like
Yes.
he holds them both like this, and I'm like click, and
Okay.
he's like, and I look at him and he's like, hey, and I'm like, yeah, that's my bag. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, how comfortable do
Don't
you
ask
feel
me
right
how I
now?
know.
I'm like, how comfortable do you feel? How comfortable do you feel right now? And he goes, this is like the 6th time too. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then
Holy
I'm
shit.
like, and then he's like, we found one a couple weeks ago that had like cocaine in it. And I'm like, if you find cocaine in one of those, can you just chip me off a piece? Because
And let me know.
yeah,
That's crazy.
And
Hey, listen.
and anyways, and
It's
then he
not
put it
my-
back, and
it's
then
not
the
my
lube.
jam.
But I also had a lube bottle, and the lube bottle I got in the neighborhood, and it says anal slip or something. Like it was like totally made for anal sex. And he looks at it and he's like, well, it's at the level of 100 milliliters. So, but there's been some of it has been used, so I'll let you get away with it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? You were under the limit for carry on. It's fine.
My
Yep.
God.
Good for you.
I did it for the joke, and I never actually fucking posted the picture. I should find it because it was hilarious. Yeah, it was.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. Someone did
boy.
Take a
something.
look at it. I'm not saying the punctuation is wrong.
Oh,
I'm
boy
saying I
syrup.
hope it is. Oh,
Oh boy, syrup.
That's a hard
Oh.
pivot.
Oh,
Oh,
syrup.
boy syrup.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. And I thought,
That's not a
Hey.
pivot. That's an add-on. Right, right.
I
Yeah.
saw that, and then it was like, hey, that's great. How about
Boy butter.
Boy butter.
Mama said it's my magic butter.
Finally,
magic
after
butter.
all of these years, boy syrup to go with my boy butter? You know what that means, right? Pancakes.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a good
I'm
time
not
though.
right.
But how many milliliters was the boy syrup? That's what we
It
need
has
to
to
know.
be under
for
100.
customs. Yeah.
Be under 100.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
hilarious.
Mother that shit.
Douglas, can I ask you a question?
Oh,
and I'm not
boy
trying
syrup.
to get into it like a
Is it made
space
from
that
real
makes
boys?
anyone
Do they milk them?
uncomfortable for
Okay.
non-sexual reasons. It's
I love when James.
Oh, are you
does
going to show
this.
me your penis
What-
again?
no.
Yeah.
What happened today? Like I got included in some weird thing on Twitter where someone was mad at like
Yeah.
Dean and Cryer and me, and it was
yeah.
because of Toronto Dan. I don't really understand.
You know what? It's funny they didn't mention me by name, but they said that guy on the Blackballed show with James.
Yeah, I was
know
just
that
like,
was
James
me.
is the Blackballed show. Why don't I get any fucking clout? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
What the
what
hell?
was?
Where
Do you
was
know what that
this?
was?
Oh yeah.
Let me go look at it. I did see that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think you just I think you I don't think it was any I don't know.
Okay, while he's listening,
Like against you.
while he's looking, let's talk. We have one more thing before we pivot right off of this. We were talking about the housekeeping before we go on vacation.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys ever actually left your house keys with somebody to take care of like plants? Remember, Ashley's a plant lady, right? So like we have plants that need certain
my
attention
gosh.
or whatever, or
It never came. Like Rob
no,
did
no, no.
with my
Oh,
cat.
I wish they didn't fucking come. Let me tell you, I'm gonna let Ashley tell the story, but
The opposite of every Saturday night I've ever had. But go ahead.
but could you? So we've all done this, right? We've all left a key with a neighbor or somebody, right? Like, hey, listen, if there's a problem, here's a key to the house. If you need anything, what a lot of people don't realize is we all live in an age of we all have security cameras out front of our fucking houses now, which includes us, right?
You know what though? If you've been geo-fenced, they know you have cameras and they can.
No, it's fine. No, believe me, you can see the camera. It's right in your fucking face when
No,
you come in
but
our
if you
front
get
door.
geo-fenced, they can manipulate the camera settings because
No,
it's attached. to a
we're not.
network.
We're not talking CSIS fucking
Level shit,
like
yeah.
fucking crazy fucking spy shit here. We're talking about just a fucking neighbor that
All right,
or
keep that
somebody
shit down.
that is supposed to do a thing. You know.
Okay. Yep.
So, Ashley, please. This is the best, and this is a warning for anybody that is about to go on vacation.
Actually, are you manspreading right now?
I got one up and one down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's got a
Manspreading.
blank.
She's
She's
still
got
here.
a
The
bink.
blanket is covering her belly button, so that's good.
No, she has a modesty blanket. It's fine.
The modesty blanket is covering the pelvic area, but not the vagina. But go
I love how you can't focus on one fucking thing on this show.
I'm
It's
sorry.
my favorite thing.
So,
I love you.
so,
You're gonna love this.
I'm pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I did
Who
all the
opens
laundry.
with that? I'm pretty cool.
Me, because I'm not lying. I was like, I made this bed. It is very fresh. You work a split shift. You want to have a nap here? Down. Go for it.
You
I'm
said
cool.
that? You vocalized that to her?
Yeah. I was like, I'm that cool. Like, do your thing.
Please tell me you find a sex toy on the night table.
No, just hang on. So
soak the plants. You don't need to touch anything for at least 5 days while I'm gone. Plant wise, those are great. Just like,
Cacti.
and like, I'll let you know what they need by the time you gotta water them. So like, just like no stress, man. Just like use the place if you need it, because I'm super close to work and you're not so close.
if you want to come and have a nap, you want to come and like just like chill out for your like in between stuff. Like Jay
Bring
Crick.
your lunch here.
Jay Crick says I leave my keys with my BFF who uses my hot tub and my beer fridge when I'm gone. That's kind of what we did too. We're
Take
like,
your lunch over here if you want to have.
How
some
does she take
privacy.
advantage of it, actually?
just wait, you're gonna love it.
So I work like in a super small department. There's
I should
only
upload
there's
the
only
video.
5 of us. Don't you dare. There's only 5 of
Do you have a
us.
video?
And oh yeah, download the security from the.
This is
front
how
of
we
the
knew
house.
about this is how we knew this happened. So let her tell the story.
You
Hang
gotta
on.
fucking play the video
Just
after
stop.
the story. But go.
So there's only 5 of us, and I'm away. Everybody was here.
The first day we were gone.
Everybody.
Oh.
The first day
What did you
we were
see?
gone.
Give me some play-by-plays. What did you?
Nothing-
did you see
nothing-
anything
My
crazy?
feet go numb when I think about it.
Nothing
What did you see?
nefarious.
Did like anyone opening drawers to see what's in drawers?
No, it's outside. It's in our driveway.
No, we
can
just
see
saw
you
them
coming into
walking
my
up
house.
and walking out. And
Oh, you don't
and-
have cameras inside the house.
No.
No,
No.
of course not. Who the fuck
do you mean,
has
of course
cameras
not?
inside their house?
My ex in this house.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but that's fucking psychotic. But okay,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
But that's why I'm a better person now, because I know that someone's watching me all the time. Like it really.
But
is.
seriously, like she,
So now I have to see all these people on Tuesday.
yeah.
Can't wait.
So
have
she
you guys
goes
ever
back to-
lived like somebody was like literally watching you?
So she's walking back to work on Tuesday for the first time. Only one of them knows about this, and that's the person that had the keys. That we actually messaged and said that this is a problem. What the fuck are you doing? Not
What was
I don't
happening
thi-
in the driveway though?
There's 4 fucking strangers in our house when she was the
Violated
only
the
one with
door.
keys to come in and water the plants when she was told to come water, and she wasn't told to come water the plants. This
And
was
when did they
literally
walk out of the house? What time was it?
Like 20 minutes after they walked in.
Oh, that's not that bad though. That's just like, come meet me here.
We don't live in a fucking mansion.
Maybe come meet me here. They all left the same place together.
No, but how long were they in your house for?
20 minutes.
Okay, so that I'm just saying that's better than like a party or something. I thought you guys were like leading to like some
No, James.
fucking
James,
thing.
if I give you if I had the keys to your house to come and water your plants, I would even bring my wife.
Well, I would want you to bring your wife and her clone.
Then you
and
would
I'd have
specify
Then you would
cameras on
that
the
specify
beforehand.
that.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
It's I get it. Everybody thinks it's a joke.
No.
No,
We're
no, hold
actually
on,
fucking pet. We're actually
I've been in
pissed.
the same
All-
situation with my best friend.
All joking aside, that would piss me off too. I'm just being a dick. Go ahead. Please.
My best friend was staying with me, and he did that. And the next morning, he was gone. I kicked him out. Best friend of 26 years, like this. He was like putting the stuff back in the car like this, and he wanted like the key to come back up and down. I took the keys out of his hand and said, "You can ring."
Yeah, we said don't bother watering the plants. We don't care if they all die. We'll just
We'd
deal
rather
with it
have
when we
you
get
not
home.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, don't come
And
back.
what did she say? What was her reaction?
They felt bad, but I just feel like the rest of
Who
them.
invites people into someone else's home?
Well, and I feel like the rest of them need to hear like the same thing. You know what I mean?
you-
Like, why did you think that was okay?
Did you hear
But-
Douglas?
I know.
Did,
Yeah,
would it matter?
I
Would
was
it
told
matter?
somebody
to you?
was being pushy, and I said I really don't care if they're being pushy. It's my home.
Would it matter to you? Well, she probably just said that as a on the spot lie. But like, would it matter to you if they were sitting politely at the front bench versus like lying on your couch? Like, would that be
Absolutely. If they stayed
Well, the porch is
outside,
cool.
for
If
sure.
they sit outside on the property's not the same thing.
Yeah,
But if
In
they
the
went
house?
sit in the
inside, if
driveway.
they went inside and you had footage of them sitting all uncomfortably, like, should we even be in here? Like, would you be upset?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
don't
if they're
come in
hanging
the
out in the
house.
backyard, no. But if they're just coming up to knock on the door, say, "Hey, here,
Well,
let's
this is
go
the
out,
thing,
hang
though.
out in
You
the
have to
lot in
go
the
through my
driveway."
house
Yes,
to get to
absolutely.
my yard. So
Yeah.
even if you're in my yard, you've gone too far.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like hanging out in someone's yard, not even. It's like, oh well, they're just hanging out. They're hanging out outside. No, but like coming up to someone's door, "Hey, we're here. We're picking you up." Like that's
Yeah.
walking up the walkway. There's nothing wrong with that. Sitting there waiting on the doorstep, sitting or hanging out in the driveway until someone comes out. Nothing wrong with that. But actually, when you cross the threshold of the door,
Mhm.
that's no bueno.
That's where I'm at. So
Yeah.
I've been
That's-
trying
that's
to like
just
just let it go,
Who does that?
but I can't.
Let's
I'm having
get
a really tough time with this one.
what we figured out, and I was nuclear hot the day it happened, because the only thing I was doing, I wasn't even looking to see what was going on, like activity wise.
We were literally getting ready for dinner,
And I was like,
going
I
out
want
our
to see
second
what it's
night
like.
there.
What's the weather like at home? Because it was so beautiful where we were. I'm like, I hope it's fucking raining at home,
We could laugh.
and then we can laugh about it. It's like shitty weather and blah blah blah. And I saw some alerts for like our thing has like an AI. Our camera has an AI setting where it'll detect human entry. Right, anybody that comes on our porch is a human. And I saw like a bunch of human alerts. I'm like, the fuck is going on?
That's too many humans.
I'm like, okay, did we get a delivery we forgot about? Is there an Amazon package? I got to call my neighbor, and maybe you can grab my package for me. So I went back and I looked at the video, and I just see this fucking parade of people walking into our front door. And Douglas, I went fucking mad. And I'm like, and so
is this a fucking home and garden tour?
yeah, so I'm on the patio, like I'm on the swim up patio that we have. I'm having a secret cigarette because you're not supposed to smoke there, but I was like hawking a dart and having a beer. And I yelled into the she was in the bathroom getting ready, and I just yelled, "What the fuck is with your friend? What the?" And I lost my fucking mind. She said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, "You need to get a hold of them and find out what the fuck this home and garden tour is all about, because I want to know. I want a fucking answer today before we fucking leave for dinner. I want to know what the fuck." So yeah, I went absolutely fuck. I've calmed down since. Don't get me wrong. I get it. People make mistakes. This person is kind of young. They might not realize the etiquette that it comes with, like getting trusted to have somebody else's home at your disposal. Like I'm serious. If you were to give me, Douglas, if you were my neighbor or friend or somebody close, and you gave me keys to your house to go and do the thing, because we work together,
Right.
but you've only met my wife once, we'll say,
Right.
and we happen to drive to your house for me to go and do the thing that you asked me to do,
I'll be in the car.
I would tell her, wait in the car,
Right.
because you didn't tell her she was okay to come in.
Right.
You told me
Right.
I'm the one that's coming into
Yeah.
your home.
Yep.
So I'm going in, I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm coming out. I'm not bringing a fucking tour throughout the fucking entire house. So I'm like, I came downstairs, like everything. When we got home, I'm on like paranoia alert, right? Like tonight, first time we've been in the studio downstairs. Like we haven't come down here at all since we've been home until tonight. I came down, I found the microphone that Ashley's using now out of the actual fucking holder on the couch. And I'm like, Ashley never takes her mic out to talk. Why would the mic be off? So the first thing in my head is like, were they down here fucking with my shit? You know, like there's literally tens of thousands of fucking dollars of equipment down here.
Right.
And you're down here fucking with it? Like, I don't know if you were or not. So maybe this is where James's paranoia might have come in handy, and I would have had cameras everywhere in my fucking house. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, right? So it's like,
yeah, I don't know.
deep breaths. So she has to go back to work on Tuesday and work with these fucking people.
And only one of them knows that I'm not cool.
Yeah. The other ones have no idea that she knows that they were in the house. And Ashley's going to talk to them about it and be like, why were you in my house? Why did you come to my house while I was on vacation? I can't wait. I wish I almost want to mic her and put a button camera on her jacket just to watch this and watch them squirm and fucking writhe in that. It drives me fucking nuts.
Well, I'm sorry, but like I had to squirm and writhe thinking about, and I'm still thinking about it. I
Same
feel
here.
sick about it. What the hell did you do in here?
Yeah. Why were you in our house?
People that I would like literally never show my bedroom have seen my bedroom now. Like,
Or they didn't. We don't know.
You don't.
Where were you in our
Did you
house?
open the door to our kids' room like while you were there?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the kids' room. The kids' room is up there. Did you go in their
Were you in
room?
my bathroom? Did you look at my laundry room? Like, what were you?
Did you open the medicine cabinet?
Rifle through the tampons. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like just shit like that. Like it drives
What
me
about my
fucking.
closet? Like,
Oh,
it's just,
it makes me feel like, what would I do if I went into a house when I wasn't previously
and that's
invited?
kind of it. And I'm just like,
And it
oh
was my
God.
friend's place. She was plant sitting. If I was a teenager, I'd probably be rooting through drawers looking for like prescription medication. Like honestly, like just to let you know what it might have been like. How old are the people that were in your house?
Between
20. We'll say 20 and 30.
between
Okay, yeah.
25,
25 and 35.
So at least half of those four were nefarious, probably.
between 25 and 45.
Oh,
How many
I didn't know
boys
that.
versus girls?
Just
All
all
women.
girls.
Well, okay, well that's a bit better.
Is it though?
I don't know. I'm trying
Is
not to
it
be
though?
misogynistic, but maybe they stole
for
shit.
you.
Maybe they stole something. Maybe they stole jewelry. No?
I don't
Check
care if
the
they
jewelry.
stole shit. You're in my house. No, seriously,
Oh.
you're in my house. You're just seeing my shit. I didn't ask you to come in and look at my stuff.
I
You
would
missed.
invite you if I
You missed
wanted
part
to.
of this conversation, James. That's what. Like
No, I'm with you. I'm 100%. Dude, if there's one thing that I've learned over the last year, given the situation that I'm in that I won't get into, privacy is everything. Like, honestly, my home, if you're not invited in my home and you're in my home, my kids come here. My kids
Yeah.
live here.
That's
and
where I'm
that's
at.
that's
You know
where
what I
we're
mean?
at.
Yeah. So I'm
Same
with you.
thing.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny about it. Like,
No.
I'm just saying, like I try to look at things as levels of catastrophe. So the offense is that they were in the house in the first place, even if they didn't do shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. But then my mind just goes to, okay, so how bad is the reality?
What did they do? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wish I knew, and that's almost worse because I have no idea what happened without me.
Right.
Yeah, and like you missed it. Well, like I said, we came home, and the first thing that was going through my head, the minute we walked in, I'm like, what's changed? Is anything moved?
It's like when
normal?
you find your car door ajar. You're like, who the hell's been in here and what happened?
I came downstairs tonight. I was telling Douglas, this is the first time we've been in the studio since we've been home. Like I haven't been downstairs since we've been home. This was the first time, and the microphone that Ashley's using was out of the stand on the couch. I'm like, she never takes it out to talk. Like if she wanted to sit
Did you
back
smell
and talk
it?
like this.
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
If she wanted to sit back and talk, like whatever, I get that, but she doesn't do that. So why would it be out? So I'm like, were they down here? There's literally, there's tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment in this fucking room alone.
You want to hear something crazy? When I came home, I was away for 2 months from my place. I had a cat sitter, and the cat sitter was fine. And he's not the same as your plant sitter. He just came by himself. But I came back. The day I came back, my nephew drove me up here with my mom, and his girlfriend was with us, and they stayed for a couple days. But when we got back, my back door was unlocked. My son's bedroom downstairs, the sliding door was unlocked, and there were wet footprints in the house.
What?
That means that the sole of the shoe had like slush in it, and someone had
gross.
traipsed. Someone had traipsed through my house. But because for various things I can't talk about, the police here, the local police, are like Don Knotts. Don Knotts would be the chief of police here. Okay, let's put it
Well,
that way.
Andy, I say, Andy.
That's right. I'm sorry, Gen. Millennials and Gen Z, but Don Knotts was the deputy sheriff of Mayberry.
He wasn't even allowed to have a bullet in his gun.
That's right. And I didn't even call them because I was just like, because my situation is just
what's the
unique.
point?
But I know it. But it does feel really invasive, especially like when my kids are here and certain things happen. Like when my kids are like my daughter. I have to put this very vaguely, and I apologize for that.
No,
probably shouldn't mention it, but like
No.
my daughter now is like, Daddy, do you hear this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And that is a deliberate gaslighting thing that's been happening at my house for a long time, and that's as far as I'll go. And so I know the privacy has become like such an important facet of my life now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just to protect myself from embarrassing situations. It's just out of respect, just leave me alone.
That's it.
Like
that,
like,
and that's exactly it. It's like, you know what, you kind of violated that, and if it was just the two of us, maybe I wouldn't have gone so fucking nuts when I.
But
When
your
I
daughter
found
goes
it.
there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I think
What if
it
someone
may-
leaves
it may
their
have-
cocaine? What if someone leaves a cocaine flap on your couch or something, and
I
your
th-
daughter
I-
picks it up? Like
I think
don't
you
know,
may
just-
have, because my condo, it was just me, and I was furious.
yeah, you might be right.
was
I think you're right.
livid.
I don't think anything changes.
No, I think you're right. I think I'm trying to find an excuse, but you're right. It's just a violation. It just
He's
feels
been
like
trying
it
to
feels
calm
dirty.
down. I'm only getting angrier.
It's funny. It's usually the opposite, by the way, guys. It's totally.
That's because people with ADHD ruminate.
Yeah, no, it's usually the opposite. I usually try to. I'm usually the one that escalates, and she's the one that tries to like calm it.
I had to let it go for a week of vacation so I could enjoy myself while I was away.
And
I already had to let it go and
I
shelf it.
I pushed it down just so that we.
But you were a
didn't-
spider monkey.
Yeah.
That helped. Look at her grin. I would love to be a man big enough to like be the carrier, the aircraft carrier. When she in my lagoon fucking resort
In a
or
pool,
whatever.
a pool, everybody's pretty much weightless. So
We're
Yeah,
all on the
that's
same
true, that's
page.
true.
Yeah.
But I like girls that are thick, so they're always the same weight as me.
pick one up and see what you can do.
No, I can do shit.
I found the thing,
Um,
my friend.
Can we
So,
pivot
yeah.
now? Can we pivot now
found
to
the
that
thing.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What's the thing?
Pivot.
So basically, from what I can see, what happened is that Dan had posted something wishing me happy birthday, like this, that went with an image that has nothing to do with happy birthday. That has something to do with I don't know what you call it, but the disagreement that he's having with certain people from a certain network. That
I get it. Yeah.
preaches that.
Who's
they-
having the disagreement? Sorry, I'm lost already.
No, we were talking about
Dan-
the Dan thing that
Dan
we were all
had-
tagged in today.
There seems to be some online thing going on between members of a certain group, activist group.
like
and
the
Dan.
people that harass Karima, those people.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. So there was a post from one of these people that said, like I said, I believe Dan has been weaponized. There's no way they don't know what's happening with him. He's sorry. Somebody first posted. Dan also erroneously blames me for losing his job, which did
Don
not happen.
Tyrone Leone.
Okay.
With May Long as the
Sorry,
co-star.
sorry, Douglas.
So,
Sorry.
one person posted,
recording.
Dan also erroneously blames me for losing his job, which did not happen. He was making weird, angry videos about me a couple of times a week. No idea why. I did ask his boss to talk to him about the videos, so she called his boss. She admits she called his boss, talked about the videos, like, and he ended up
Happy
losing his
birthday,
job.
Douglas.
Whether or not there's a thing. Exactly. It's like, I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah.
this message is accompanied with a
Well,
happy birthday message too.
I
But
was
anyway,
the
this
guy
person-
from Blackballed.
Yes.
Like,
But
No,
anyway-
that was me.
Yeah, but
You
let
were
me say-
named.
You were named. What I'm saying.
Oh.
I
the-
wasn't.
This person subtweeted that one with, Like I said, I believe Dan has been weaponized. There's no way they don't know. There's no way they don't know what's happening with him. He's part of their crew and hangs out in the live comment sections of Crier Media Network vids. Same network career rules that Steve Blundell and that Blackballed guy James is with. So you just got mentioned in passing.
That Blackball podcast that James is with. I am the Blackball.
No, the
and
guy.
that Blackballed guy James is
They
with the
think
same
you're
network.
with Crier.
He's talking about
They
me.
think you're still.
Oh,
But he says that the blackballed guy
Blackballed
that James, is, with, that's
oh,
me.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
It was the eye emoji that I didn't
Yeah.
understand.
And then it keeps on going down, and it's sort of like somebody says.
But hold on, just stop there for a second. Toronto Dan,
I have something to say too.
I've seen him in the chats. Like, I don't always watch the videos that he posts. I don't know what he's involved with or whatever. But my interactions with Dan have always been positive, and it's always really kind of been about his struggles and our affinity with our children. Like I've never had a political conversation with Dan. I don't really understand what all this was about. So I look online and I'm like,
they just don't like him for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they just don't like him.
Dan,
get that.
Dan, if
And
you're
they've
there,
decided that they're going to make his life as miserable
Yeah,
as
he
possible
should come on.
online.
Dan should come on audio wise, through the phone call thing. So if you want to do that, if you still have his number,
Oh,
Brian,
can I?
Well, you're the producer. Like, what, you can
Yeah.
act indignant now? Like,
No, I have something.
you
to
saw
say
what
about
happened
this.
when you weren't here on Friday. Like,
Yeah.
I have something to say about this
Dan, we know you
entire-
never mentioned James's name. We know it came from the other sources.
Yeah, no, we're aware of
What?
that.
We're aware of it.
But at the same
what
at
are
the
the
same
sources? What do you, wait, what? I don't
The
understand.
other people from the network, they're the ones who brought your name up.
yeah.
Not them.
Who brought my name up? I'm just asking. Put it in the private
Dude,
chat, and I won't
look
say
it
out
up.
loud.
Go look at the tweet, James.
Okay.
Stop being so fucking lazy.
It was Ina, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Ina.
Is that the
Sure.
person that you're talking about?
She's
not part of the
made it
network.
very-
Okay, just explain
Try to
it me.
follow.
I'm trying. I'm asking
Hold the
you to
rope,
be
James.
specific.
Keep up with the class.
Okay, for fuck's sakes, guys.
She didn't say she was with the network.
Nobody
Nobody said
said
that they were network. They're talking about the people. They're saying that Dan has been weaponized by the people at our network,
Oh, okay.
at Crier Network.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's true. I think Dan is a person that like watches a lot of our shows. He watches this show. He watches your show, Douglas. I'm pretty sure he might still watch the Dean Blundell show. You're
Yeah.
part
You're
of Crier.
getting
You're still part of Crier Media. I am not.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand like what untoward thing has happened. I don't. Really get it.
Here's the thing. Okay, listen.
Neither do we. But I'm sending you the link to the thing, and Dan said he sent you something in your DMs as well, James. So
Okay.
you'll be able to
Oh, I have to do
get up to
stuff.
speed.
I gotta read now.
Yeah, you do.
I gotta click my index finger like this. Click.
It's my
Son of a
damn birthday, and you're
bitch.
asking me to spoon feed you.
Yeah, no shit. You know what? He does this every morning, Monday to Friday, on the True North Eager Beaver podcast. You can see it on YouTube. Make sure you
it's my
subscribe.
freaking day off.
What a plug. See that? The guy in the
Nicely done
hat
there.
gave you a plug.
Thank you.
No, here's the thing. And I want
Douglas
to
loves getting plugged with guys by hats on his birthday.
Yes,
plug.
I do.
Oh my
and
God,
by the
the
way,
keyword there was
earlier you were
plug.
talking about.
Actually,
I have to call my neighbor to grab my package, which actually made me.
Oh, yeah.
Douglas, can I ask you a super Douglas, can I ask you-
my neighbor?
Douglas, can I ask you a super like personal and inappropriate question?
Of like that will you need my permission?
Okay. I am not a believer in politics. I don't believe that there should be all or nothing. You should be a mix of
Thank you,
both.
Floyd Bumby.
Right. So I'm asking you, are you a top, bottom, or both?
Okay, here's the thing. Whenever you tell someone you're versatile, somebody will turn around and go bottom. So stop about I'm
Okay.
versatile bottom.
That's not
It's
fair.
Especially if you
Oh,
say
why am
very
I so defensive
versatile.
about
Oh,
that?
I'm very versatile. Oh, big old bottom. That's usually the response.
You can
I-
throw a guy against the wall, but you don't mind being thrown against the wall.
How would
Is
I
that
put
the
it?
idea?
I am definitely versatile. I prefer the bottom side. Like if
Okay.
I'm ordering out, I prefer the bottom side. But I'm completely versatile, and when I am on top, I frickin' commit.
Oh, you're a
Well
switch.
said.
You're a switch.
I like to.
You're
please.
a bottom preferential switch.
Yes, but I like to please. That's number one. So if I have to be on the top to do it,
But you can please
don't
like
care.
a king, or you can please like a cuck. That's the spectrum. You can please like a cuck or please like a king. So you're
Like-
somewhere like if cuck is 1 and king is 10, you're like at a 7 or 8, right?
if I am with someone like this,
Ashley,
and we are getting funky and we're getting down, it's like they literally have my undivided attention, and my only objective is to make their eyes roll in the back of the head as much as humanly possible.
you know what's funny about that is that
All I care
there's a context.
That's
No, but
all
honestly,
I care about.
there's a context that what you just described is like somehow weak, but there's strength in that, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm completely in total control. It's like you leave, and it's like you're like walking cricket in your eyes.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes,
I
sir.
did that.
Right away, sir.
I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
right. Yeah.
So
You rolled
yeah,
the eyes into the back of the head.
but if I basically it's I want you to have a really good time. I want you to feel great, and I do repeats. So
Douglas, I've seen
I
female.
want you to
I've
come
seen
back.
Douglas.
So if I've got to be on top to make you feel good, that's great. If I need to be on the bottom to make you feel good, that's great. All I want you is to have a real good time. I want when you leave my bed, I want your life to be better than before you got in.
I'm gonna light. I'm gonna
all I
light my.
care about.
I'm gonna light my half joint before I ask this question because it is completely scandalous, but I believe it's a legit question. So give me a second, Douglas.
Yes.
When you grow facial hair,
Yes.
do you rub the tip of the penis against it?
Oh, frickin' course.
I didn't know that. See, I thought you were gonna be like,
Especially when
James,
you have the thing right here.
soul patch.
Yeah, that's
Ashley, over to
Okay.
you.
that
I'm unable to grow facial
that usually
hair.
works. That usually works.
You're not Portuguese, Ashley.
No, I'm
They're-
not.
Douglas, they're white. We've been over this. They're white. I can make fun of, I can
Right.
make fun of the Portuguese.
That's right.
No, you never have to preface anything about asking me about sex. I'm extremely sex positive, and
You know what?
know,
You know.
that-
You know
that-
what?
that's not
Homophobic guys
it's just a
don't.
natural part of life. So I mean, it's no big deal. We
Yeah.
should
You know what?
talk about it more.
Homophobic guys don't get. They don't get the confidence and like what you're stating right now, Douglas.
You wanted to go to bed with me. That's all I'm saying.
I would probably go to bed with you. Yeah. Is that what you just asked? Did you just request?
Well, I didn't ask you. I'm just saying, like in general, you want
You
to go to bed
would.
with me. Like,
I actually
Like,
right now
you
in
will-
my
What did I
life,
just
I'm,
come
more,
back
you
to?
will be treated right, and you will be treated with respect. But
I'm
I will
more
watch your
interested in
fucking words.
cuddling right now. Cuddling and total
If
obedience.
cuddling
That's
were an
it.
Olympic sport, I'd be up to my freaking ears in gold medals
Cuddling and total obedience.
and blue
I
ribbons.
came
That's-
back right at
that's
the
what
right
I'm
time, didn't I?
You came back at the perfect time.
Ashley,
No, I'd say you missed some stuff.
Oh.
actually.
I'm
Shit.
a
That's right.
full
Actually, I
contact
understand.
cuddler, man.
um,
It's
The
a
confidence
it's
it
a
takes-
vocation.
you know what? You know why it's weird because of my age. Because Ryan, you're Generation X, right? Yeah, I'm Generation X.
Yeah.
Ashley, you're a millennial. Douglas, you're Generation X, I believe.
I'm a disco
we-
baby.
We are all.
Are you a
We were all-
boomer?
I'm a disco baby. 73.
You're fucking
I was born
Generation
right.
X.
I was born.
You're
disco.
late
You're
bloomer.
Gen
You're-
X.
You're Gen
You're
X.
early Gen X.
I'm a disco baby.
You're early
Gen
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 X
X.
is like
Stop it.
71, right? 71 to
Yeah.
90 or something like that. Like
No,
Yeah.
not even. No, it's like
I don't know.
79 is the cutoff for Gen X. 79, 80 is actually pushing it. Like I actually just got in under the wire as an 80s baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Gen X 65 to 1980.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the
That's what I
elder
said.
millennial.
And
I-
Ashley's an elder millennial. That's
but
right.
I maintain that in that 65 to 1980 period, 1972 to 1978 or so, disco babies were a special breed.
Disco
Well,
babies.
I was
I-
raised on solid gold, baby.
I'm
with
70.
Brian Worth and
I'm
Merlin
70.
McCoo
I'm 76.
Burlington?
I
and
be-
Dance Fever.
I was born in 1976
good.
and I became a
Oh.
hip hop head. So
I was weaned on Grease.
was
Ryan's
I.
never
I
seen
was
Grease.
5.
I've never
I am
actually watched the
I am
movie.
a disco baby.
I've never actually seen a minute of that movie, just so everybody's aware. Never.
Yeah, he won't watch it.
I won't. I just won't because
Douglas, it's not a great movie. It has
the clips that I've seen are so fucking cheese. And don't get me wrong, I
They
love
are. They
cheese. I just couldn't
He
do
was
it.
born to hand jive, but he doesn't even know it.
He was born from a hand job? What'd you just
Yeah,
say?
that's what-
Apparently, yeah, it was like on
Douglas
a
got it, and
public
that's all that
toilet seat.
matters.
Boom, boom, with the green hand jive. Boom, 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 boom. When I
Douglas
was 3,
knows.
I hit the
I don't know what that means.
Boom, 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 boom.
You're
So
born to hand
confused,
jive.
man.
It's like the big scene in the
I've
entire
never seen
movie,
it.
the high school dance and Born to the Hand Jive. That's the big, huge. I mean, there's tons of dance numbers, but it's a big
I
one.
didn't
There's
see
so
it.
many
Like, it lasts
movies.
about like 6 or 7 minutes. It's huge.
Dude, I'm 47
It's
years old.
great.
I didn't see It's a Wonderful Life until like 3 years ago.
Same here. Actually, that's another one with me. I didn't see the original for like my entire life until like I was like almost like, well, actually I was over 40 when I finally actually sat down and watched it. I'm like, that was a good movie. I should have watched that when I was younger. I regretted not watching that. I promise you I won't regret not watching Grease.
Yeah,
Promise.
I hate musicals anyway.
He's
The only
not
two
wrong.
the only two musicals I like, and this is weird,
Crazy.
is
Crazy
is Moulin
For
Rouge
me,
and
for
Moulin
us.
Rouge is amazing.
Not
Yeah,
for
Moulin Rouge and Oliver.
Moulin
I give you
Rouge
that.
and Oliver Twist are the
Moulin
only
Rouge
two
is
musicals
a
I
And-
like.
historically significant film.
I changed my tune when we went to go see.
like Rocket Man.
No, Rocket Man was good
Rocket
too.
Man
but-
was not a musical in a sense.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
was though.
Yeah.
It really was.
They didn't.
But
they didn't
in-
sing
I-
about like walking into the kitchen. You know,
No,
which is
they
the
just
musical.
sang the music, but it
Yeah,
fit
it
into
was
the
a movie
scenes.
with music.
But Fleet Street,
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Yeah, like we went
That's
to see
brilliant.
Sweeney Todd. Fucking brilliant.
Mom?
Like I was
Sweeney-
blown away.
You love
Sweeney
At
Todd
Shaw?
is a musical for people who don't like musicals.
He
Okay,
loved
perfect. So that's totally me, and it
But
worked.
it's
It was so
like-
good.
It's like one of the best. Like if somebody like was making a list of like the 10 musicals you absolutely must see, Sweeney Todd is on. that
Oh
list.
my god, Douglas, I fucking loved it, and we saw it
At
at
Shaw
Shaw, and it
Festival.
was done fucking
Oh,
brilliantly. Like
really?
It was so
Come on,
good.
you can't
Yeah.
do better.
yeah,
It was
Oh,
so
Wait,
good.
what
You can't do
musical?
better. Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
The Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
It was so
probably
good,
hate it.
James. I'm not kidding. It was like
It's
one of the
so
best things I've
dark.
ever seen live in my life,
So
and I've been to
good.
like every concert you can fucking imagine.
Have you been to
And-
Hamilton?
Yeah, I've seen Hamilton, and it was
Hamilton
good. Don't
was-
get me wrong, it was good.
Oh my god! I saw
100%.
Hamilton in New York. I saw Hamilton in New York. It was like I should have included that, but like that's
That'd
the
be
only
dope.
musical I've seen. Who was it? The pinball. What?
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy.
I saw Tommy
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
But Hamilton live because I'm a hip hop head, anyways. But
It's
it was
so good.
so fucking
It's so
amazing.
good. Well, actually,
so
and
amazing.
Ashley will play. Like I've only
I
seen
love
it.
I'll still listen to it.
I've only seen the video adaptation of the actual stage show,
Mm.
but Ashley will play the musical because my kid is obsessed with it. By the way, my
Oh
kid
yeah,
has seen
and
that
she could
show.
probably verbatim like recite
My-
some of the.
yeah.
She's seen that show 1,000 times. You know what I mean? But Ashley will just play the music like while we're like cooking or something, and I'll be
And
able
it's
to
great.
actually like sing along with it just because of, like just from seeing it. And,
Not to be too hippity
so
hoppity,
good.
not to be too hippity hoppity, but like I'm actually surprised that Hamilton is a standalone product. Why isn't there more like hip hop musicals?
like the JFK assassination. They should have totally done that as a
Maybe
musical,
he's
I
writing
think.
another
And that's just
one.
my dark brain. But they totally could have gone.
No, I'm talking about the hip hop.
100%.
Oh, wait for the best song of the show. Back and to the right.
No, but
Back
I said
and to the right.
Douglas.
Back,
I said
back
Douglas.
and to the
I-
right.
I
I'm
sent
going to hell
Douglas.
for that
I
one.
sent Douglas a partial script not too long
I'm
ago,
going to
and he
hell
still
for that.
hasn't commented on it. He still
I've
hasn't, like,
been in 3 damn shows.
He hasn't
yeah,
had
but you had a day off
in
today.
months.
So what the fuck?
There he is on the grassy knoll.
You're a
There
little
he is
kid.
on the grassy knoll. There's 3 tramps, 3 tramps, 3 tramps. I could write this right now. You guys ready?
Stop it.
Upstairs at the library.
Okay,
Book
Ryan, last time,
depository.
Not
Ryan,
here to
Ryan, the
read
last time I
book,
said this-
no.
the last time I said this, Ryan, you said it was a terrible idea. I'm gonna try to pitch it again.
All right.
I bet
It's
it's
called-
I
still
bet it
sucks.
still
Gretchen.
sucks.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen, okay?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
That's my
No,
wife.
I can't.
And
I'm
none
gonna go
for
get-
Gretchen Wieners.
I'm gonna go
Pardon
get a
me.
drink.
All right. Yeah. No, he's so angry at us. I love how he stomps off like a child. It's my favorite thing of this podcast. So just keep doing it, please. It's my favorite thing.
I
One
didn't want him
day
to
he'll
go
realize that he's part of the joke and not the actual thing of the joke.
We're laughing with you, not at you.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Well, you're laughing with them.
before you
I'm
get your shit
I'm
together.
kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was merely for
You
timing
too?
a dead
Oh,
pen.
thanks.
I have my headphones off and James.
All right, great. So it's just you and me,
Hey.
partner. What's up?
Hey.
What's up? You look good, birthday boy.
How you doing?
It's like 34 minutes left in your birthday.
Yes, I might have to sneak.
What
out
did you
to
do?
spend
Did you do
some
anything
last
fun?
minutes. Yes. Well, yesterday was the play, and that was
Of
fun. It was
course.
great, and my family came. Today was just a relaxed day. Family came over, and we went for a nice walk. Long walk. We stopped for Dairy Queen, had a little bit of ice cream, then later on went to Lone Star and had something to eat. But we spent the whole day together. They left just about 6, and then at 7:30, I went and played some tennis because I hadn't had a chance to play all week.
Yeah.
Had the best game of my life and the closest match ever. We got
That's a
to
birthday gift in
7-7
itself.
and went to a tiebreaker, and I lost 9-7. Even the tiebreaker went into overtime.
Doesn't that
I
have
was just
different
like,
names though? Isn't it like love and fuck and
Yep.
like hug and
Yep.
like
Love
punish?
30, fuck 20, hug 40.
Hug 40, fuck 20. Yeah. So you had the best game of your life on
My
your birthday.
best game of my life. Best
Good
play,
for
no
you, man.
bits,
You
no
deserve
nothing
that.
Like this. It was super close. It was the closest you can possibly get.
No
I
shit.
did end up losing like this, but like this, it's like literally you can't. A tie break ends like it's the first one to 7 unless you win by 2. So like the game went into a tie break because it was that close, and then the tie break went past 7. So it's like it can't get any better. The only way it could have been better is if I would have ended up on the winning side of it.
But what happened after the game? Did you go for dinner? Did you do something fun? Have you done something for your birthday?
Not yet. No. Well,
I
like
guess
said-
today is
like I
kind of
said,
like a reset
we
day,
did,
right?
Yeah. Well, with family, like this, we had a little bit of cake and stuff like that. But yes, we
Marbling. Sorry.
But today that's pretty much. And then I came back and talked to Alex a little bit, and then came on the show. But because
I feel like we're usurping you,
No.
Alex, with this show. Are you?
it's been a very lots of people last little bit, so we're okay he's like watching some TV, having some downtime, and I'm hanging out with some friends, having some downtime,
nice.
which is fine. But we're going to, because his birthday was Friday and it was opening night for the show, and then last night family arrived, but they arrived like around 2 something in the afternoon, and we had a matinee and a show, so I didn't see them. I saw them like just to say goodbye at the show, right, and thank you, and I didn't see them today. So it was a chock full weekend, but I haven't had a time to an opportunity to actually celebrate Alex. So at some point this week, I'll be taking him out, and he has
You
a
gonna have a
chance to
joint
celebrate
birthday?
me specifically. We have the joint birthday with the family and stuff like that. So we actually make a moment like this.
Oh,
Like
good
today
for you
we're
guys.
celebrating your birthday.
That's
and then
sweet.
later on we'll celebrate mine. I
That's
take
good.
him out and he takes me out. So
Yeah.
we don't just do the joint thing and then it's been done. Like we actually take time. It's like, hey, this is the day you decided to grace the earth with your grace the planet with your presence. I'm celebrating that. It's
That's
like,
smart.
I freaking moved in with you and bought a house with you. I'm going to celebrate the day that you decided to grace the earth with your presence.
How's your house renovations going, Douglas?
Yeah.
Really well. We've made some great progress. All of the house is completely insulated around. Unfortunately, the color of siding that we ordered wasn't in stock, so everything is there's been no advancement like in the last week and a half in terms of putting the siding on.
It's
But
such a cute little house. It's like a bungalow, right?
it's a strawberry box from World War.
According to
World War
Pierre
II.
Polyev, it's a shack.
It's a shack according to Pierre.
It's an overpriced shack. Thanks, Obama. or
Thanks,
Trudeau.
Obama.
Yeah, but no, it's a beautiful little strawberry box, and it's going to be really cute. We bought
kinda
sort of
perfect,
like
yeah.
a saffron yellow siding with some blue trim.
Can I
So
ask?
it's gonna be-
Sorry, I went away for a second there, but did we wrap up why the Toronto Dan thread? Like, what was that about? I still don't
I d-
understand.
Like I said, it's just there's a thing going on between them, and your
Is
name-
it
and
because
the name of
Dean
Blackballed
Blundell
got
is
named in
working with?
passing.
Is it because Dean
No.
Blundell is
No,
like
they just
interviewing
don't
David
like
Parker?
him. They just
No.
don't like him.
Just
That's not-
hang on.
What
They don't.
was the
They don't
trigger?
like.
What
They
was
don't
the-
like Crier either.
There is
It's
no
two separate
trigger.
things.
The
They don't
only
like
the
him,
only
they don't
person
like Crier.
the only person that dragged us into this was Dan, guys. Just so you guys
Oh.
know,
It's
those
like-
people, they just kind of mentioned us, and Dan tagged us in
Well,
it.
no, because
And
someone mentioned
No.
Danny. Hold on, someone mentioned
Dan didn't even.
the-
Please.
the-
Dan didn't even tag us. Let's be fine on Dan. Dan didn't tag us.
Dan
Dan
tagged.
just did a
Dan
screen
tagged us in the
cap of
original
something
video.
and posted it.
No, but he
Like
tagged.
this.
No, he tagged
The
us
hi-
in
it-
some original video that he had, and then he tagged me, or someone else tagged me in like the
Yes,
response.
but the original one was like, "Happy birthday, Douglas," whatnot like this, and then there was something,
Yeah.
right?
So what I'm asking though is, I have no problem with Dan. Okay,
Yeah, there's no tag.
problem.
no, nobody does. No, Dan's a great dude.
But
Dan's a
what
friend of the show.
what was the attacking point from? Was it because
I have
Dean
no.
Blundell I think it was because Dean Blundell and David Parker did a podcast. I'm pretty sure that's what
That part. I have no idea about that part, but this is a long-standing thing that's happened way before that.
Yeah.
Like this, they got allegedly. They did stuff, called his employer and whatnot, and caused him to lose his job like this. And the person who allegedly caused him to lose his job keeps on denying that she did. And for some reason, there's a group of people, 2 or 3, or I don't know how many, that just keep on like posting, like for example, like this, you'll write something and then some, when you post something on Twitter and somebody answers
Chuck
with
D
something
once
that
called
has
me a racist, so I know
absolutely,
exactly what you're
yes.
talking
But
about.
when somebody answers with something that has absolutely nothing to do with something.
Yes,
Like
Chuck D called me a racist.
one day I posted, there was something about somebody who did something wrong with the eulogy, and then somebody came on and said, yeah, they're just like the thing they did with Karima. And it's like, why are we talking about Karima? Like, she was not even raised. So it's just any opportunity, if there's something with Crier, that they can slide in something nasty about
It's a
Karima
bunch
or
of
something
people
nasty
on the
about
internet
Dina,
that are
something.
bored. That's all this is. It's
Yes.
people that are on the internet that have nothing else to do.
It's the same thing as the convoy, but from the left.
Yes.
It's the same techniques. It's the same everything.
100%.
I guess. And for some reason, they don't like Dan specifically, and they don't like Crier. And recently they started picking on me too, because I said some things about like, just Palestine and Gaza. It's like, they're all in like, it's like, if you don't support Palestine 100% like this, and because I'm saying like, hey,
Yeah, they're just
Israel
trolls.
Israel.
Hamas is just a really misunderstood
come on.
organization.
But because I dare to say something like the Netanyahu government is not Israelis and Hamas are not Palestinians.
Yeah.
So let's
Which is totally
let's,
reasonable.
let's not hold people in Canada responsible for things that are being done in another country. I guess apparently I did not toe the party line, so I now must be destroyed.
Can we not
So
talk
that's
about
what they do.
I like that.
That's what they do. So you just got mentioned in passing.
Yeah,
There's
and
nothing
you know what?
about
And
you.
they say
I'm
that
only worth
they
mentioning.
literally target Dan and say that he's being weaponized by people like Karima and Dean, which he's
Go out
not.
and attack
Dan-
them.
And me.
Dan's his own fucking
Yes.
guy.
No,
Dan
and
can
him.
do his own thing. You know what I
And
mean?
him
Like it's got
and
nothing.
Ryan, not you.
Yeah.
And it's not,
And the
Karima's not
guy,
the problem,
and,
it's her
and the
husband.
guy from James's
The
Blackballed
guy,
show.
yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
him,
Sorry for weaponizing you,
Dean,
Dan. I'm
Dean
very
were
sorry.
the
Weaponizing
ones that
Karima's
are-
cameraman. Yeah.
No,
Yes,
no.
it's this big plot and conspiracy to, compromise and corrupt and weaponize our listeners so that they go out and attack them. That's what they
Yeah,
believe is
and
going on.
that's
They
all it
believe
is.
they believe that they're that important that we think about them that much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's
plan
it.
that.
But at the same time, we also and this is a message.
I'm just
that-
too busy living my best life to care.
That's kind of it. And this is a message to the people that watch our show. And I love you. I do. I fucking love that you guys are here. But I need you to do me a favor. I need you to step away from your fucking phones every once in a while.
I don't know
I
if
need you
can
to
sell this
stop.
with that hat, Ryan.
I need you to stop doing what you're doing. I need you to stop being so fucking involved in something that you have no fucking control over. Stop investing your entire fucking being every fucking 5 minutes tweeting about a politician or their stance, no matter what side you're on. Stop fucking doing it. Go. And I hate using it because it's usually a phrase that the right uses a lot. Go touch grass. Go outside, do something. Go talk to people face to face. Go
Put
meet
your hands
people.
in the dirt. Play with
I was
dirt.
literally fucking talking and commiserating with fucking, I know for a fact that they were probably Trump supporters, and I don't even fucking care because we were having pina coladas and laughing about fucking the way we were dancing. You know what I mean? Like, get off the internet. Twitter is not real life, guys. It's not.
Right.
It's like social media is not
just
real
not.
life. And you're and there's some people, and I love you.
I don't think
But-
they're
and
taking it as seriously as you think. It just takes a couple
No,
seconds.
I think they are because
No, they are.
I was
They
doing the
are.
same thing. I was
They
doing
are.
the same thing up until the point where I wasn't. I went,
There's
what the fuck am I doing?
cultish thing. There's a cultish thing. Like for example, Dina Sheriff got arrested and charged. while ago.
I'm putting my
All you
fucking
have
hat on.
to
I don't
do-
care what you say.
All you have to do is mention the name
My
and say
my
something.
camera is framed for it.
But like I said, all you have to do is mention the name and say something like, she was arrested. There's a publication ban. She wasn't granted bail. That's it.
Is that Deanna?
That's all. Yeah. And that's all you say. And it's a Jekyll and Hyde moment. People that are really nice. These are people that have actually offered me tips for my show, who then come around. And if there's a mention of her, it's like, I would really appreciate if you keep quiet about things you know nothing about. That's my freaking brand.
Ashley, back on camera.
If I don't know,
Yeah, no,
don't
she's
say
coming
it.
back. She's coming back. But I have a question. I want anybody, and I mean in chat on this panel, I want you to answer this for me, okay? And be honest. Be 100% honest. In the last 4 years, we'll say 5 years, that politics has been an absolute pig fuck in this country, in North America in general.
Post-pandemic, yeah.
No, even just pre-pandemic, Trump era, including pandemic. Okay,
right, got it.
Tell me something. When you got into a heated fucking debate with somebody that was radically different in their opinion on the other side, how many people have you changed their minds? How many?
I can answer that.
No, James, be fucking honest with yourself and tell me
tell you about. Listen, you'll like it. You'll like it. Trust me. The people that change their minds are people that go from left or center to right, but no one goes from right or center to left.
Regardless.
All right. No, I'm telling you.
But were you the catalyst to make that happen?
No, I was trying to fucking bridge the gap. Yeah.
But has anybody ever been the catalyst? No, they're not. So why the fuck are we spending literally 5 years? That's over 1,000 days trying every day, every fucking hour, tweeting something about some politician that I don't like. And I don't agree with them. I'm just going to keep fucking hammering it. You know why?
Let me tell you something.
Now it's, can I finish? Now it's a fucking, now it's all about you. It's an ego fucking problem. Totally. You're trying to get likes and retweets. Stop it. Stop fucking doing it.
Ryan, I agree with you. Do you know why social media is so nefarious? It's because the inspiration that makes you want to communicate is pure, but then the method and the style of communication
is
on
shit. Yeah, yes. You get drunk on it.
So there is a good reason to try. There is a good reason to try to share your opinion, but the way in which people do it is so flawed that it doesn't matter what your opinion is anymore. But there is a good reason to have it, like Douglas, what you were saying, to your point, the idea that you can take Hamas and Netanyahu and separate them from the Palestinians and the Israelis is a good thing.
And separate what's going on over there from
but it's difficult to
what our duty is to each other over here versus over there.
It's difficult to execute, not because you're not a smart guy, but because the people receiving it are programmed in a way to receive it in a certain way. Yeah. So they don't receive it like that.
But some people don't want to. Some people don't want to receive it. Some people don't even want it to.
Some people are programmed not to receive it, though.
Some people don't. But we're getting to the part now where some people don't even want it to be said. So it's sort of like, I am watching your show and I am monitoring you. And if you say something that steps out of line with our network like this, I'm going to now go on Twitter and assume, like, for example, say that you don't know what you're talking about.
What are you going to do?
So say that you're mansplaining, or say that you've attacked women, or say that, or whatever it is.
Well, that's why.
But I am going to try and take you down, and I'm going to try to convince everybody to no longer watch your show because you said something that disagrees with my worldview. Well, I'm sorry, I don't do my show for your worldview. I do.
Douglas, let me ask you something.
I curate the news and I present my opinion. You take it or you're not. I present my analysis. You take the best, you leave the rest. You do what you want with it. But I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not taking requests. Douglas, could you please do a segment that makes me feel good about myself by telling me what I want to hear about? I don't do that.
Douglas, let me ask you
something. I don't do that.
Let me ask something, because according to Karima's husband, they get a lot of flack whenever she comes on my show. And now Karima and I don't see eye to eye, or she doesn't want to have anything to do with me, just to be honest. She's blocked me on social media. I've never said anything bad about her. When I went on your podcast last week, Monday, did you get any blowback at all? It's okay if you did.
No, not on that one.
Not what
No.
on what one?
It was
I
probably
got
the
no
previous
blowback
one.
on that one, on that show. I've
Oh,
gotten blowback for other shows, but I did not get any blowback.
Have you ever
for that.
get any blowback for having me on the show ever?
No, never.
No, yours is
I've never
more.
got- I've never
yours is
gotten-
more
I've
the Twitter
never-
beefs.
I've never gotten a blowback from a guest that I've had on the show.
Have you ever had blowback for being on my show?
Nope.
See, this is why Douglas is popular enough now with his morning show that it doesn't make any sense that like basically I'm taking a long-winded way of saying that I don't believe Karima's husband or cameraman that she got harassed after being on my show. I don't think my show's popular enough, frankly,
It is.
to damage anybody's fucking
It is.
reputation.
It is.
Well,
I think-
it's-
I
Your
don't think
even,
show's
if,
popular enough.
even if it is, nothing is said on my show that is like
That's not the point. The point is that she's the enemy and she must be silenced and stopped. So anytime she appears anywhere, anytime she's given a platform, we must swarm.
you know what? I'll never get over it. Ryan,
organized.
Ryan, you probably want me to shut the fuck up right now, and I get why.
No,
But
no.
like honestly,
No.
I love Karima and what she does. I've never said anything bad about her in my life, and I'm blocked
Same.
by her husband. And
I
it
said
makes me feel
few
so kind of I don't feel angry. I just feel like what the fuck? Like it makes me wonder why social media even exists. Like I am Karima's number one ally, honestly. And I'm blocked by her because her husband says that she gets harassed when she comes to my show. I don't think my show's popular enough for Karima's dad to get harassed.
Yes, but it doesn't matter how popular your show is. All they need to know, it's like when the prime minister goes somewhere, they turn around, he's going to be over here, and then they all swarm. All they need to know, she's going to be. Where is she going to be? They follow her, and if she's
Yeah,
going to be
you're
on
right.
your show, regardless of whether your show's out like this, they will go there and they will.
Do I have a
swarm.
reputation? I'm not being
Counter
funny.
program.
I'm just asking, Ryan.
You're a contrarian. And,
But,
and-
enough
and-
about-
but
what is my
Tell me enough
reputation
about-
like to the people that we don't know? Because I don't know that.
contrarian.
Contrarian, but am I racist or am I a leftist or what am I? Like
No.
You're just a
No, you-
contrarian and a bit
I
of
don't
a-
have a
you're ju-
personal
no, you're a
perspective of myself.
I get it. You like to take an issue, a hotbed issue, and crack it open and expose okay. I'm gonna say this out loud.
And he also likes to play devil's advocate.
Exactly. And this is
Okay,
what I'm
fully
saying.
exposed.
Hang on, James. I'm trying to give you my
James,
trying to
don't
give you
let
my
us talk,
fucking
man.
answer. You asked me a
the
question. Let me answer it.
Before you, can I just tell you that I'm not a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian? That's all I'm going to say. I'm never that. I believe in the shit that I say. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, well then that's a different story then, James, because so having Christine Anderson on means that you believe in what she has to say.
No, that's called platforming, and I don't believe in what she has to say. I'm neutral.
Okay,
But
so
Max
there you
Bernier-
are. You're not a fucking you're a contrarian just for the sake of opening the egg and showing
no,
both
no.
sides of an issue.
No, I don't. I'm going to answer you honestly. I understand what you're saying, and I understand you and Douglas are thinking that I'm sort of feeling a certain way. I'm going to tell you right now, when I have Christine Anderson on and when I have Sherry DeNovo on, I approach it in the way where I just want to know what they think. I'm not supporting or denying anything they're saying. I just want to know what they think.
Yes, we know that.
But that's not contrarian.
But
That is absolutely not contrarian. That is like the exact opposite. of
Okay,
contrarian.
okay, listen to me. Listen
Yes,
to me
but you
very
are
fucking
contrarian.
carefully, okay? Like I promise you, please just shut the fuck up just for a second because I love
Hey,
you.
don't tell me
And
to
I
shut
want
the
you,
fuck up on my own show, and I'll listen to you. Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just keep cutting me off. I'm trying to give you the answer you're looking for.
Love you. Go ahead.
You have those people on for the right reasons, and you're listening to their sides, and you're trying to give a perspective of where both sides is coming from. But then you'll get on Twitter and have a fucking 95 fucking tweet fight with
Thank you.
Douglas about fucking trans people. So you know what? Everybody thinks that you side with Christine Anderson because she's a far right fucking lunatic. So that's where your reputation. So if you're asking if you have a reputation, yes, James, you do. You have a reputation to pretend that you are a centrist, but side with far right idealists.
Okay.
That's all. That's
Okay.
it.
Let me know when
You
I'm
asked-
when
you
I'm
asked
allowed
when-
to let me know when I'm allowed to respond to that because holy
you
Right
don't
now.
have to respond to it.
You asked for-
what
I
it
disagree.
is,
I-
and we're telling you what it is people
So
think.
disagree.
There's nothing
Tell me
to
I'm wrong.
respond.
Well,
It's just what
here's
people
what I'll
think.
tell you. I'm an equal opportunist on my podcast, and I don't think J.K. Rowling is transphobic. That's just my beliefs. It's not intentionally provocative. I don't think there's 85 genders. I don't. I think there's 3. There's male, female, and trans. And I think that everything else is a emotional avatar.
Well,
That's what I think.
Okay, so
But that doesn't make me contrarian. That makes me honest about what I think.
Can we admit that you've evolved on that in the last year?
Evolved on what?
On the fact that you didn't believe that there was 3, that there was only 2.
I never
now there's
said
3.
there was no such thing as trans people. I just disagree with J.K. Rowling, and people interpreted that as if I disagree with trans people. And by the way, I had trans activists on my Blackballed podcast and they were like Corinna. She was like, I was born a biological male, and I'm transgender, but I know I'll always be a biological male.
Yeah, and
she was fine with that. But the mainstream position is you can't call them biological males because that's transphobic.
Do you know why?
So that's not contrarian. That's like I'm talking to a trans person and arguing with liberal cisgendered people about what that trans person is saying, and they're telling the trans person that they're wrong.
Do you know why we always had Zoe, the truck driver, on the Dean Blundell show?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because it was safe. That's why.
Yeah. You know why?
Because,
I agree with you. Because
it was 100% safe.
Because that was like a guy, basically, like that was a guy. Listen, there's a diversity of opinion, and there's also diversity of a spectrum in trans. And that guy that we had on the Dean Blundell show was on the male side of trans ideology, and then there was Corinna,
they identify as a female, but that woman that
they
was
identify as a female, but they act and they look and they behave as males. And I'm sorry, there's a diversity of transgenderism. There's male acting trans women, and then there's come on, guys.
What?
This is what I'm talking. So James, listen. I just want you to know. This is what I know. I know, and I'm not being argumentative, but this is exactly what we're talking about.
They identify as.
This is what we're talking about. Like this is why people have that.
That's it.
That preconceived notion of you.
Diversity of trans women.
We love you. Don't get me wrong. We love you. But I'm telling you, this is why
it was decided, and then I commented on it. Like there's a difference between Caitlyn Jenning and the guy that we had on the Dean Blundell show. There's a diversity there's a
woman that you had on the show.
The woman that was on Dean Blundell's show.
You know what? Caitlyn Jenner won Women of the Year when she killed a fucking person in her car and became a woman 8 months before that.
That's
and
awful.
I think it's a disservice.
I think
women.
Trump won it once too.
I think it's a disservice to women to call Caitlyn Jenner Women of the Year. I think that I think I'm more of a feminist than anybody is when I talk about this shit. I'm not. You know what? Polarization
just make
is great.
sure you're not misgendering the person that you're talking about.
Polarization has created this thing where if I say what I just said, which is that I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is a woman as much as a biological woman is a woman. If I say that, I'm a horrible person. But to be honest with you, it's fucking true. There's a diversity and a spectrum of what it's like to be a woman. If you grew up a man your whole life and then decided to be a woman when you're 43 because you were born that way and your body doesn't match your gender or your sex or whatever the fuck it is, like all of a sudden you're a woman and all of a sudden you win Women of the Year. Caitlyn Jenner winning Women of the Year is an abomination. Are you kidding? Women are the most oppressed group in our society worldwide. Women are. And men that are born biological males are now like robbing women of like swimming titles and fucking Women of the Year and all this shit. Trans women should be their own category. They're not women. They're trans women. It's different.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy fucking birthday. Because this is true. And you know what? Most progressives think this, but they can't say it out loud because they think they'll get
James. James, you can't lump us all in. You can't lump us all into your fucking category.
I'm saying if you polled like cisgendered males and females and said like give me your opinion on transgenderism, I'm telling you that they would say the following. They would say women are women and trans women are trans women. They should have equal rights, but they're not the fucking same. They're not. They just
The
aren't.
That's
Why?
not the point, though, James.
It's not.
The
It
point
doesn't matter
is
if
how
it's the point. It matters if what I
Why?
just said is true or not. Then you can
James.
make your point.
James.
But
What?
why?
It's irrelevant. If the society is not going to organize in such a way, society has to organize in one or two ways. Either we organize as two genders, and therefore you
Three
can't
genders.
have an
I'm a
other.
3-gender guy.
Either in society we act as binary. We all agree that we're acting
Or we
as binary,
don't.
and then trans men have to be men or women, but not something other.
I don't
because
agree
we
with
don't
that. I agree. I don't agree with that.
James,
I agree.
James, please shut
He's
the fuck
not
up and let
done.
me talk.
No, don't. Tell
I'm
me
not
to shut the
talking.
fuck up.
He's not
Let
done
me
yet.
His
talk.
birthday.
I'm
I'm
not
not
done
insulting
yet,
you.
and you're
Don't
not
insult me.
understanding.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
not done yet,
Fucking
and you're not
explain, because
understanding.
I'm really
I'm
hard of
saying
understanding. Go
that
ahead.
if you consider the world as binary and there's only two genders,
I didn't.
and you have trans people, you have to slot trans people in either men or women. You can't say that society has two genders and then say we have other and not do
So
anything
I don't
for
think
them.
society has two
James, I
genders.
am not
So
done
who are you
yet.
talking to? Who are you
I'm
talking
not
to?
done yet.
You.
I don't think that society has two genders. I said 3.
I don't care. That's not the point.
Okay, well,
Stating
I'm
a
just said
stance
talking
two
about how you
genders.
organize
people have.
society. Please try to
Go ahead.
follow. You either agree
Oh my God.
that society
serious right now?
has two genders
Or
and we place trans men and trans women in male or female, or you agree that society has more than two genders and you organize society to do that way. So when you talk about trans people in women's sports, unless we are going to create a trans category, but not only create it,
We
fund
agree.
it properly,
So
fund
we
it the
agree.
same way as we fund all
Yeah,
the other
I agree with
Olympic
that.
sports, create all that, put all the money in it,
I agree with that.
then fine, you can do that. But try to get the Canadian public to say, yeah, we're going to give Hockey Canada $1 million, $2 million to create a trans national team when there's no
Amazing
trans national
point.
world championship, no trans Olympics, there's no place for them to compete. There's nobody for them to compete against.
Okay, so I don't know who
you
you're
either
talking about.
organize, so you either consider them male or female, and that's it, or you consider them something other, and you structure society in such a way so that they can leave the house and
So we
actually
agree.
go pee when they go shopping.
So we agree.
But you got to pick one. You can't say that
No,
society is
hold
law.
on a second.
You can't.
So
You
I-
can't
so
say
what-
that.
so what I
James,
say-
you can't, James. You can't say that society, like this, is organized for two genders, and then take a group of people and say you don't fit in either, so we got nothing for you.
I never said
That's
that.
the problem.
I never
I'm
said
not saying you said that.
Okay.
I'm saying
I don't know
we
why you're
can't
being
say
so
that.
hostile towards me, because what I was
I'm
saying.
I'm being hostile because you won't let me get a point out without interrupting me 7 times. And you keep on thinking that the point's an attack on you when I'm making a general statement about how we organize. It's not about you. You're not that important.
None of us
Not
are
about you.
on this
I'm
panel.
not
None of us are on this
criticizing
panel.
you.
That's
I'm
the
not
point.
criticizing your thought. I'm saying that
you're
you
not that
can't.
important. I get it.
You can't
not
one day. You can't one day
Nobody's that
say
important.
they're
That's the
other,
point.
and
No
one day
one
say they
person
are.
is.
You have to be
We're trying to save
consistent.
it. We're trying to save it now. But listen.
You have. To
I don't
be
know why
consistent.
that lecturing tone just took place. I don't think
Because you won't let me.
I don't
talk.
think there's two genders. So that entire point was not about me.
It wasn't about you.
That's
So
what
why
you
are
were
you making
told.
it about you?
I'm
Why
not
are you
making it
sitting
about
there-
me. I'm telling you,
just
it's
said
not
that
about me.
point was not about me, which is you making it about you. It's not about you. Let's stop talking about that part. Nobody said it was about you.
That part's over.
James,
Not
So
what
who are you
you-
arguing? So hold on.
You're
Who are you
arguing
arguing
against
with
something
then?
that was never said.
He's
So-
saying
so
that
hold
these
on,
are
just hold on a
generalized
second.
arguments on the topic that
What did
people
I
make.
say? What did I say that negates or goes against anything that you just
Nothing.
said? Then
It
what-
He's
wasn't
saying
about
that
what
these
you
are
said.
Why are you being so
generalized
hostile?
topics.
I haven't insulted you. I haven't
It
told you to
wasn't
shut
There's
up.
three-
about
I haven't
what-
told you to shut the fuck up.
James,
I haven't said anything.
James,
What?
for the 10th time, it wasn't about what you said. So stop
Great.
making comments
why are you
about
being
me
so
saying something
hostile?
about what you said. Stop. It's
I'm
not
not
about that.
being hostile.
Stop.
There's three people on this panel
Stop.
that are saying you didn't say anything wrong. Just
And you
listen
keep on
to
defending yourself.
don't you-
Nobody
Just
said
listen.
you said anything wrong.
I think the
Stop
playback
defending
will be-
yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nobody
no, the
is
playback
attacking
I think
you.
is going to be very
Shit.
fun for you
Can't
tomorrow
wait for you
morning.
to call in the morning.
Nobody's attacking you.
That's it. It's all good.
Nobody.
Stop attacking me.
No.
Like you just said,
Nobody.
there's three people on this.
You wanna
You're
fight?
like I'm not attacking you. There's three
You wanna
people on
fight?
this panel
No,
against
here,
you.
here, but
I'm not
Ryan,
attacking
what you
you.
just said,
Nobody's
about
fighting.
him being
I
a
swear to God, I'm
contrarian,
gonna
this is
drive
it
up
right there. Like this, he absolutely has to believe that we're attacking him for this. I mean, how many
don't
times do we have
believe
to say
that.
we're not?
I'm
Let's just move on.
I don't understand why someone told me to shut the fuck up. That's all.
Because you
If
wouldn't
you're not,
let
if I'm not attacking
Because you wouldn't let
then
him
you're
talk.
attacking me.
We all
Yeah,
let
no.
you talk. We let you go on for fucking the entire time, but you just wouldn't stop.
We're at 253. If we played back from 240 to 253, I'm not
And we
talking.
lost Douglas. Happy birthday, Douglas.
If you play back from 240 to 253, I'm not talking. I haven't been talking.
The nicest man in the world left us.
Okay. Well, I haven't been talking. Like I've just been sitting here. Like
Yeah.
I've been trying to wonder. People are arguing with an opinion that I didn't have. What did I say? Can you stop making this a podcast where it's like, oh, he just doesn't get it. Oh my God, he just doesn't get it. Just talk.
We were trying.
No, you're not.
And you wouldn't
trying.
you wouldn't shut the fuck up while he was trying to
you
talk.
Go from 240 to now, I haven't said anything. I've just been listening. Every time I try to say a syllable, you guys attack. I'm just sitting here. Like, what did I say? Tell me what I said to begin with that made all this happen. I want to know.
We were talking about trans women not being real women.
Yes. I don't think trans women are women. I think women are women and trans women are trans women. They're equal but different. Why? What is wrong with that?
So Douglas was explaining that there's typically two different like arguments that people have, and that,
there's polarization. Yeah.
that neither of them really make sense either way, and he was kind of trying to, I think, going to ask you, like which one of these things do you believe, and like if not either of those, then like what is
his
your
example
your
was
reasoning?
his example was there's a lot of people that think there's only two genders. So that wasn't me. So I don't know where he was going with that because that's not what I said. So I was trying to figure out where he was
See, and this is what's happening is you're saying, but me and I and
make
me
it
and
personal.
me and
Just
I
make it about
and
the
me.
ideas. Just
But
make
it's
it about-
not. This is the thing. We're trying to, and you.
You
keep
won't
saying- and
shut
you
the
keep
fuck
saying
up.
That you didn't
I've
say
said
that.
the
You
least out
keep
of all of
saying
us.
that you didn't say
That's
that, but
opinion.
nobody
She's
said
trying to
that
tell
you
you.
said that. Nobody's talking about you, and you just keep going. But I didn't say that. But I don't think that. And
Nobody's
nobody's
talking
saying
about
that
you.
did.
Traditionally,
talking
when you
about
have a
what people
conversation, you
think.
think the other person is going to talk about what you just commented on, and vice versa. And he started talking about something that I wasn't talking about. So I was like,
He was
well,
trying to
why
make a point.
Okay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let him make the
You
point,
wouldn't, 'cause
and
you
you
kept
just kept
taking it
fucking
personally.
stepping on him, and you keep stepping on Ashley, who's trying to make the same fucking
I'm
point,
not
and you're
stepping
doing the
on
same
anyone.
fucking thing
I'm being
again.
very calm, guys. Like you guys
Oh,
are
now you
really,
are.
like
Now we're-
overreacting.
Yeah, now
I have
we're
not
putting it
said-
down.
Okay, the most offensive things that have been said on this podcast for the 2 hours or whatever that we've been on this podcast, 3 hours, has been what people have said to me. I have not insulted anybody.
Other than trans
People have
women.
told me
Other
to
than
shut the
trans
fuck
women.
up. People have told me to fucking like calm the fuck down. And I'm just sitting here. I'm not talking about. I haven't said Ashley's a bitch. I haven't said that Ryan's a cunt. I haven't
No.
said that Douglas
No.
is
I'm
an
a nice
asshole.
lady.
But-
Yeah,
but
nobody-
the-
nobody
but
said
the
you did.
What
opposite-
happened?
But the opposite have happened in my direction, and I'm
Nobody
like,
called
oh,
you. Nobody called you a bitch or a cunt either. That's
no,
the
they
thing.
didn't call me that, but they treated me a little bit like that. Like I haven't.
You're on the
treated anybody.
defensive for no fucking reason.
I haven't mistreated anybody. I think
Nothing
you're gonna
was
look at this
about
podcast and you're
you.
gonna be like,
Okay.
Nothing was about you.
yeah,
Just talking about some stuff.
That's
So
all.
just let me get this straight. If I think you're talking about me and you're not, the correct response is to tell me to shut the fuck up and not just like, oh,
No,
I'm not
no.
talking about you.
No, he literally
told you,
tried to
I'm
be.
not talking about
Yeah,
you.
he literally tried like 5 times to tell you, James, I'm not talking about you, and you just kept bowling over him.
I thought it was a little condescending that like my opinion was being like pivoted into a place where where Douglas was like, oh, this is awful, and people do this and do
He
that,
was
when I'm
trying
not
to
the guy
show you-
doing that.
He was
Like,
trying
I'm
to
not-
show you what his perspective of the argument is because it's an argument that
I don't
doesn't
think
just
trans
happen
women are
here.
women.
I
think
know,
trans
and
women
that's
are
why
trans
he
women.
wanted to talk to you about how
that's-
other
that's
people
great.
that he's heard
So
say
then he
that
should just
feel.
talk about it and not tell me to shut the fuck up.
He didn't.
I haven't
He tried
told
to tell
Douglas
you.
to shut the fuck up. I've never told Ryan.
I
to shut
can't
the
wait
fuck
for
up.
you to.
I've never told Ashley to shut the fuck up. All right. I mean, that's always fun. Do you want to come back or are you done?
No, not if like this. This is
Why don't we just
non-productive.
change why don't we just change the subject to show that we can just change the subject? Why do we have to talk about this?
No. What
Like,
do you want
it's
to talk
gonna-
about?
You know, I'm I don't want to be ostracized here on my own show. Like I'd rather just change the subject.
It's terrible when you fucking make yourself a victim. I know.
I'm not a victim.
And then have to
I just
fucking
don't
reap the
understand what
fucking
happened there.
problems.
Because I said trans women are women, and women are women, and trans women are trans women. All of a sudden, everything broke down as if
Okay.
I was like a Nazi, and I'm not.
Would you like somebody
Yeah.
to explain what
No,
Douglas
I'd
was
like
trying to
to
say?
I'd like, sure, but then can we just change the subject and not end the fucking show on an abandonment note? Like, did we have to do it like that?
Almost like you're driving everybody away from the show.
Oh, come on! Like people are very sensitive here. Like, I'm literally.
The only ones that aren't sensitive are you, right?
But you're
Like
the one
we're all
taking
fucking
this
assholes
I
for
said
being.
that
wasn't
trans
about you.
women are trans women and women are women. They're different. And then I got attacked. And then I'm supposed to just understand why I got attacked.
No. That is not what happened.
Jesus Christ!
I don't care if I got attacked. I'm over it.
But
Are
you did.
Yeah, but you do. You won't shut the fuck up about it.
You didn't get attacked.
You won't
I'm
stop
over it.
telling us that you were attacked.
I'm not. I don't
Nobody
care about
attacked
being
you.
attacked.
Oh.
But you weren't attacked. You just wouldn't let Douglas say the thing he wanted to say.
How about them Jays?
How did I not let it? Oh my god.
And he got so frustrated because every time he'd get like a half a sentence out, you'd be like, "Well, I'm not doing that," and he was like, "I'm not talking about you." And you were like,
you know
"Okay,
what?
3 more
Traditionally, when
words,
someone
but I
says
don't say or
something
do
and
that."
someone responds to you,
Yeah, we've already done
you
this
think
part.
they're
And when
Yeah,
you
we
watch
already
this
did this.
tomorrow,
We've-
you're gonna
we've
say,
done
"Holy
this
shit,
already.
we've already
I'm
had
not doing
part
this
of the
again.
traditionally,
conversation."
when you say something and someone responds to you, you think they're responding to you. That's all it was. Like I didn't know
He was trying to
responding
explain the stances that people typically take that also have the same sentiment that you're making.
That's all. He was literally doing it in a polite way, and you just kept talking over him and interrupting him and fucking. Where to the point where I would have told you to shut the fuck up too. But I tell you to shut the fuck up when we're on the phone just talking about bullshit. But he did it in a very polite way. That's all.
Well, everyone should get over it. Like I'm ready to move on, and I'm the guy that thought he was offended. So like, why are you guys?
Well, he
so-
was offended, and he's rightfully so offended. I'm sorry, but he is. And
Well,
he's a guest on the show. He shows up here every week, and he
It's his
fucking helps
goddamn
make this a better
birthday.
show.
Okay, are you
And-
guys gonna just beat me up for the rest of the time, or can we just like fucking have a conversation? All right. Well, I thought it was not as bad as everyone else thought it was, and I guess this is how we're gonna end it.
Blackballed. 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 Blackballed.